My producer is the worst producer of all time.
Gotcha, Paul.
I can't. I can't.
What
I
the fuck
can't.
I'm
talking
out
about?
here trying to flex
Anticlimactic.
I'm trying to flex my milestone chain. Shout out to Morgan Hampton for the idea,
Facts.
along with
That's funny.
the official BCL chain
Fuck.
That's funny.
as
So
well.
Yeah.
nobody gonna talk about Paul whining, so like yeah, let's talk after that thing and thing.
What happened?
I said so nobody gonna talk about Paul whining and saying and thing like he and I so cafe.
Oh man, they missed that part. I did that before we actually went live.
So
Ah!
some some
Oh,
some
wait,
some people got the chain and somebody got the pain. Either way.
Frustrated Fan Sports Show. What's up, my fellow Viltrumites? If y'all
Frustrated.
not
Hold up, hold up, hold
Right,
up, hold
right
up.
on time. Right on time.
Hold up,
Oh, yeah.
hold up.
Oh yeah.
Did this completely wrong. Derek's got me all discombobulated. It's the Wednesday wrap-up show.
Chains and all.
Wrong shot.
All jacked up. Man, you can't do anything right. All right, so welcome back, Dr. Wizard. It's good to see you back. A little rusty, I see.
Wow.
Yeah, a
You
little
see how
bit.
you see how they treat you, Derek? I would never.
I'm not going to say whether that was intentional or an accident. We'll just have to.
I would never. Because I understand as a fellow IT individual. Jay Carter, what up? Listen.
Put your Fubu hat away, man. You know, activated.
Listen, you know what? Because I have never. I am activated, but I am. You know what I am? So when I have the Fubu hat on, that is akin to Super Saiyan Rage for my Dragon Ball Z aficionados. But right now, I think I'm tapping into some rich level activation where I'm like I'm in my Zen mode. I'm activated. I'm aware, but I'm even keeled. But don't try me.
Controlled activation. You
Mm,
look like you just came from the barbershop, man. The waves are hooked up.
I appreciate it.
Tight.
Listen, clean white tea. Listen, I'm clean white tea.
White tea.
Listen. I mean, people. First off, let me see because this is how I know I'm activated. This is not chocolate speaking. This is Randy Michelle. Let me take 10 seconds and stand on the soapbox and say to the left and to the right. I truly appreciate every single individual that has supported me, my growth, by proxy, the BCL as well. I do not take it for granted. You're probably like, what are you talking about, chocolate? I have my whatnot. I'm moving and grooving. This week, I had the biggest, for me, I had one of the biggest signings ever. And it wasn't just the monetary value, but it was the quality of the individuals that we had in the room, right? It was the shockwave of comments and the fact that people who weren't here reached out. And I'm like, there's certain artists that we love and have reverence for. And I'm like, how the heck did you know this happened? And they're like, I'm watching, don't worry. And I'm like, stop watching and come on the show. And they're like, in due time. And I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing. You wait. Okay, I see you. But nonetheless, I do not take it for granted because to as much as given, much as oh my god,
Required.
What? Why did I just have a brain fart? Satan, get away from me. But no, I truly appreciate it. 100%. I mean, we gotta go into Paul. I got a clip. It's rusty, but I do have a clip. We'll show that a little bit later. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Listen,
Gotta see the clip.
Yeah, I got us a clip. But you know what else is why I'm also ecstatic and on a high or on an even keel? Because, and this is not how we plan to start it. It's the Wednesday wrap up. So who knows how we started, right? But I'm sitting here. There's Paul, there's Rich, OG Rich, there's Derek. There's four of us, right? The other three are taking care of business, not here. But I go, yo, we really are the Wu-Tang Clan of this podcast black blurred space because individually OG Rich will put BTA belt to ass on a lot of y'all when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to book. Don't sleep on Paul. I literally called Paul the other day. I was like, listen, I need some Black Panther help. Point blank. Derek, do not sleep on him as well. The same can go for everyone else. But what made me really go, I'm like, I just had my moment where I'm like, yo, I did it. I go to my left and my boy Phil is outside talking about, oh yeah, Grand Poobah. Oh yeah, all the rappers and whatnot you love, yeah, they rocking with me. We moving, we doing big things. Juvenile back that with, and I'm just like, yo, my team individually is putting BTA to this culture. And then when we get together, we drop the BCL con on you. Boom. We drop the 60th anniversary of the Black Panther on you. Boom. I can't. I'm not. You know, I'm not just happy and elated for myself. I'm looking at the team and I'm like, y'all not touching us. Oh, I can't. And I'm like, yo, it's not just a prideful like, yeah, I did that. No, me and my team, we out here doing that. Oracle outside, Kevin Grivio killing it, Paul Megacon for rocking and rolling panels, and it's only the 4th month of the year. We just getting started. Oh man, BTA. I can't. I'm excited. I'm excited. Can we talk?
I'm excited that Chocolate's excited.
Can we talk?
I need some positive energy in my life right now.
Listen,
man.
we don't talk about that. Matter of fact, while you do that, let me get this clip loaded. First off, I am not getting this clip loaded or playing it until we get hearts, follows, like, and shares. Let's not playing. This is the Wednesday wrap up, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody watching the show, first of all, thank you for being here. Appreciate y'all. We have to outsmart the algorithm.
Oh, talk about that. Yes.
Everybody hit the like button right now. Just take a second, hit the like button, share the video. We want comments. Comment on the video right now. Even if it's just a thumbs up, give us a shout out, say, hey, I'm here, whatever. Just say what's up. Like the video. Everyone who liked the video right this very second. Help the algorithm do its thing and waves, and I don't understand it clearly, but help us do what we do.
You want to tell them why this is important, Paul? You want to tell the people why?
Why is it important? I don't know. You and Dr. Wizard are my tech guys. You tell them.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you guys why. So I'm not gonna go out on a limb and immediately feign conspiracy. Right. However, if you support the BCL and you love us and you want us to continue to produce the content that we produce, shout out to the Oracle First Lady of the BCL who just rocked in the row. Outstanding. YouTube has changed the algorithms
like the shirt, Angel. Like the shirt.
Oh, outstanding. Has changed it. So what that means, videos now need engagement. Where before we can just hang in the chat and shoot the ish. No, you have to like the post. You must put comments in the post. Engage within each other, because YouTube, it seems, are hiding these posts. Now, you already know, once you look like this, you need to damn near have a salacious topic or a woman who's literally scantily clad or talking about some negative topic. And we are not that unless you try us. Well, time out. That don't mean we're going to have scantily clad ladies here. I mean, as much as Oracle has the books for them, just saying. That being said, because we're not on that wave, Oracle, I love you to death. But you got some. I understand why your husband's happy. Listen, we just started. We're not gonna go there. We just started.
I'm feeling uncomfortable. As
you should. That indie flex will have you looking at Oracle like, what is going on? However, when you look like this, you know you got to work twice as hard. Listen. The man Michael B. Jordan had to play 2 characters to get an Oscar. So comment, subscribe, like, chat, yes. Whatever it is. And then again, also, we on all platforms. We on X, we on Facebook, we on YouTube,
Twitch.
I'm missing something. And Twitter.
Twitch.
There we go. And I'm sorry, Twitch. Wrong itch.
Blue Sky. Nobody's on Blue Sky, but the two of you that are on Blue Sky, we're there too.
Yeah, so what do you mean, chill chocolate? First, no. Y'all not gonna make it look like I'm coming for Oracle. Everyone knows Oracle's big sis, but y'all saw the black indie flex off. Every other book was a sexual situation. Oracle, what books you got over there? What's going on? I'm like, what is going on? And the worst part about it, when you see Oracle, you're like, oh, this is wholesome woman who's helping the coach.
We are not going to. We are not going to shame Angel's choice of reading
We are
material.
not shaming Angel, because next thing you know, they're gonna put a post that says, Oracle. I mean, the chocolate does not like Angel, and I'm like, that's not why. Not the case. Don't tell
Anywho,
me we need to start having incel convos. Listen. Frustrated fans, I don't know. But nonetheless, happy Wednesday rapper, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? How y'all doing? How's the week looking? What's going down? Talk to me.
my first topic of the evening.
Uh-oh.
Where's my drum roll? Is there a drum? Do we have a drum roll thing?
I moved it.
What?
Yeah, because I would rather. Whoa! I would rather. Wait a minute. Where is my second gunshot?
I thought we had a.
No. Where are my gunshots?
Your gunshots are still there. See?
No, they touched it.
Anywho, our first topic. Let me see if I can pull it up.
What you got?
Give me 1 second.
Why did it touch?
We
my
heard that Reggie Hudlin.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Reggie Hudlin.
Yes. I think I know where
Is
you're going.
going to be directing and putting together a Phantom. Is it a movie or a television show? It's a movie, right?
I thought it was a movie. No?
Yes,
It was a movie?
Phantom
Oh, wait, Rich, you said it's a TV show?
Yes, TV show.
TV show.
Oh, do we know? Okay, well, hold on. Let me let Paul finish.
But here's the question: which Phantom is it?
What do you mean?
Well, there's the White Phantom,
Yep.
and then there's
didn't
this
know-
version that
I didn't
was
know it was Black
Lothar.
Panther.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the Phantom is a character who, what was he? A remnant of a pirate. Anyway, some European folk crashed at sea. The dude lands on an island. Now, whether it's an African island or South Polynesian island depends on the time, era, and who's riding it. But suffice it to say, he lands on an island of brown or black skinned folk.
Mm.
And he ends up, instead of becoming Tarzan, he becomes this hero called the Phantom. He finds his cave and inherits the mantle of this hero, the Phantom. He has a skull ring that if he punches you, it marks you as the Phantom. He always wears a mask. He typically shown doing a dual wielding gun thing. Pulp comic book hero of, the golden era. He teamed up. He's seen this teamed up, particularly in the last 40, 50 years, with Mandrake, the magician, Lothar, the world's strongest man, and Flash Gordon. These are all pulp comic book heroes of yesteryear, and they form this super team called Defenders of the Earth,
Yes.
cartoon that I used to watch back in the 1980s. In 2014, 2015, he was always depicted as a white man who lived on this island for generations. And every generation, he would pass on his mantle to his son, his heir. But the weird thing is, after the generations, because it goes all the way back to the 1600s, after all those hundreds of years up to modern times, he remained a white man on an island of nothing but black and brown people. Does he import? Does he import a bunch of white women to marry? How does that work? How do you remain homogenous in your family's race? How do you do that? Pull up that first copy you got there, Rich.
One.
Yeah, sure. So there's the whole team.
Oh, look at that. Rich, why is that not in the dragon board?
Yeah.
Because I read my books.
So,
Okay.
it always puzzled me that this guy goes all the way back to like the 1600s or whatever, and yet generations later, he's still a white dude. That makes no genetic possibility sense. unless he's so racist he refuses to intermarry with any of the indigenous population, goes to Europe, grabs a European woman, and brings her back to the island so that his bloodline can remain pure. That would be highly racist and problematic. But 2014, 2015, one of the characters, Lothar, the world's strongest man, who Herschel always argues is the first superhero in comics, the Prince of the Seven Nations, a remarkably strong man. He becomes the Phantom, takes up the mantle of the Phantom. Now, I'm not saying that's the version Reggie Hudlin is necessarily going to do.
Okay.
I would argue I would not want him to do that version, because I'd rather Lothar appear in the cinema or in television as his own characters, as his own original black character, the original black character in comics. So it would be not preferential for him to take on someone else's mantle. What would be interesting and would make sense is that if they do the Phantom, particularly if they do a modern day version, when I say modern day, 20 to 21st century version, is if they take into account the logic that the Phantom probably, married some of the people on the population, and he just naturally wouldn't be a white dude anymore.
Oh, so you want it to be woke?
I don't want to be woke. I want it to. I don't even know what that word means. I want it to make sense.
It means educated and aware. I'm not taking it away because somebody else did.
Yeah. So yeah, it should make sense. And what would make sense is that Phantom is not a white dude living on this island for hundreds of years that has nothing but black and brown people on it.
Am I the only one
be a person of color?
Am I the only one that was literally thinking Lothar from Johnny Quest until he said it? My brain was like, wait, the only Lothar I know is from Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
Who's Lothar from Johnny? Was there a Lothar in Johnny Quest?
Yep.
No.
Are you thinking about the little Indian kid?
Yeah, that's sweet. Haji.
No, that's Haji.
Close enough. Close enough.
You know what? Hold up. First of all, Paul, we got to stop and we got to greet the chat. Mo, what's happening? Bo Big, what's good? Frustrated. Y'all. Sorry for my compatriots. They don't know how to speak to everybody.
Wow.
Kind of jump right in.
He's not wrong.
We want to say what's up. See Ray Height in the building as well. We want to thank y'all for coming. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Is Ray Anthony Height in the chat?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So for those of you who have looked at our thumbnail for this evening, whoa.
What's up, bro?
Sorry for the echo. At any rate, that thumbnail was designed by Mr. Ray Anthony Height of Sky Tiger Studios. So shout out to Ray Anthony Height.
I mean, first off, the man's a savage. I mean, come on now. We gotta give the man a round of applause. Come on.
I was trying to see if I could bring it up, but it'll take a minute, so just bear with me.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Frustrated Fans though for the super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Speaking of frustrated.
Shout out to Bo Biggs.
Yeah, he gave us.
Thank you.
What's going on? Appreciate you, Bo Big.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was the trash. Don't be hitting on me.
Thank you.
Real quick, Paul. Shout out to Frustrated. I know we just had the NFL draft. Shout out to DJ Bigfield, who did a party in Pittsburgh. It was all going down. So I was just wanted to ask a question, brother. How y'all doing the draft?
Pittsburgh?
He's Washington Commanders fan. I want to see how he felt about the draft. I know Texans did all right. So
I know Texas fine. I don't know about you.
Hurtful. I'm not gonna lie to you, Paul. While Frustrated's getting that, we got. Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. Stop.
Shout
I'm
out to
out.
Ray Anthony Height and Studio Sky Tiger who put this together for us.
I have not seen that.
No one has. He just sent
It
it
was
to
it was in the thumbnail. It was in the thumbnail for the YouTube. He snuck it in there. Didn't tell nobody.
Oh, there's a TV show that this reminds me
So,
of.
so here's the thing.
Oh,
You know, I want to talk about this.
fire.
Oh well, hold on. We need a here's the thing count. That's number one. Everybody put
That's
a
a
number one in
fact.
chat.
You know he's gonna. You know he's
Now,
gonna
if he
play
says
all
it
night.
again, just put a 2 in the chat. If he says it again, all right, Paul,
Every time
continue.
he says it, he's gonna get a gunshot. Straight up
Here's
and
the
down.
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
Watch
thing.
it now. Watch it now. That's one.
Good Lord, my team.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
You can make it into a drinking game.
That's not right.
We have at BCL decided to take a position that we want to embrace our community. One of the things my brother Rich has said repeatedly for us is that everything that we want, everything that we need is right here within our own community.
Yes,
To that
sir.
extent, we could cut corners and use AI to generate thumbnails, which I know is really popular right now. But we're trying to take advantage of or to embrace our community, the talent that we have in our community. We had asked, we thought, we should ask a creator to see if they're willing to generate images for us for stuff like this. And the first person that came to mind was Ray Anthony Height. I asked him, he immediately said, I was waiting for this. What took you so long? And he immediately volunteered to do an image for us on behalf of Studio Sky Tiger. So shout out to him. We're trying. But that's just kind of the first step in our position to try and do things for and with our community. So
this is
That's-
first off, round of applause. This is my first time seeing it in real time. I mean, fire. I have 2 questions. I see Paul as a kid, so I already see Paul's trying to have a BCL kid show. That's absolutely Oracle in the back. Who does light skin kid?
That's it.
who's the one light skinned dude on the team?
So I'm like, that's supposed to be Derek. Nah, I'm just fucking. I'm like, who does light boy?
That is his life.
This is a preliminary. This is a
Yeah, who
preliminary
does light
draft.
boy? Nah,
This is not the finished edition. Ray's working up and cooking up the.
Listen, if that's not the finished product edition, then I'm scared because I love what I'm looking at. First off, I'm looking at it in more depthly. I love the fact that the BCL in the shoe. Obviously,
Yeah, you
Paul
saw
got the
that.
Wakanda, right? Paul got the Wakanda on. Oracle sitting there reading Nubia by my Alita Martinez, Stephanie Williams, and the fact that all of them are leaning on shirt boxes. Come on now, attention to detail.
I mean,
baby.
we're surrounded by sharp boxes.
Facts, literally. Now I don't know what Derek is reading over there.
It's the Dakota Incident book.
No way, is it really?
Oh, nice.
It is.
Is it? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Nigga.
Emotional damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, matter of fact, be back.
So,
Oh yes. Oh, I'm excited. What? Oh man, you know what? Because of that, hold on. I think I want to play the video. I want to play the 10-second clip.
The red hats on. The red
Oh,
hats
we
on.
on now. I'm fully listen. We at now Super Saiyan God level.
hold on. We haven't finished talking about the show yet.
You make it sound like you've never been to the Wednesday wrap up.
I know. I know how did it?
Well,
You
the
make
funny
it
thing
sound
about
like
it
you've
is,
never been to a Wednesday wrap
I'm
up.
gonna say something. This show never wraps up.
It was one long conversation.
Y'all want to swim again? Go ahead.
You know what it is? Rich is used to his sermons properly organized, and here's when we're gonna do offering. Here's when we're gonna do communion, and then he came to the Wednesday wrap up, and we started eating before we walked. He's like, "Yo, what's going on? Listen, baby, we here."
He's not new to this. Don't let him fool you.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, we need to have a thing at the end of the show where it says to be continued, because these Wednesday wrap-ups are just basically one long conversation that's episodic.
Listen, it's literally us kicking it in the backyard, rocking and rolling, putting BTA to this community, and sometimes going, "Oh, they're there. It'll be better." You know.
And
BTA.
Studio Sky Tiger, I wanted to give them a shout out because they managed to they're working on some I don't know if I'm allowed to talk.
I'm
about
a genius. I
it.
mean, they've got some
great deals going on business wise that I'm sure they'll be doing some announcements on soon.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's all right, Ray. You can, when you get to the improved version, you let us know. But
I mean, if that's not the finished product,
that's a dope thumbnail.
That's what I'm saying. If that's not the finished product, then dude,
yeah.
When you gonna have me in the background dressed up as freaking sexual target from Coming?
I think the idea is to add the whole team on there. So that's he'll work on that when he has the chance, I'm sure.
Or have me reading a Static Shock book. Just
I have no problem being incognito. Keep me off.
Have Phil in the corner.
I want to see Rich as a kid with that beard.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Rich is a kid with the beard. Phil in the corner DJing. And then you have Herschel sitting down just like this.
You got any love for me, Ray? Don't do that.
Outstanding.
Question from Hades Gates, Paul.
I really like when you guys have guests. Any lined up?
Hold on.
Yes.
Can I take it? I'm raising my hand.
How do you know what my guest?
Pick me.
Somebody's coming on tonight?
Well, first off, I don't know. First off, y'all know me. The theatrics. I'm not even gonna cue it up. We gotta do things. Not even cue right way.
Backward record scratch.
We gotta do things.
Rewind.
Hold up. You know what, boys and girls? We've been saying this every show, and I think today should have been the day when I got you. Not even queuing it up because this is the ad.
You got to give people the setup chocolate.
Ladies and gentlemen, a fan favorite, your boy Chris Cross. I know y'all see him. No, we don't. And then of course the one and only Nicholas Draper Ivy. Oh yeah. And then. Now, I purposely stopped it halfway on purpose. Why? Because Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard me say thank you. I gave y'all a teaser. We're going to watch the rest of it. It's literally 30 seconds long. Here's what y'all were looking at. Ladies and gentlemen, at my house on Whatnot, I literally got the email from Whatnot saying congratulations. And I was like, wait, what? So last Saturday on Whatnot, the second printing of the Dakota incident, we had Joe Illidge, Chris Cross, Nick Draper Ivy, and Stephen Harris, the first time he ever did Whatnot in his life with us. And then we had the CEO of the Black Comic Awards, Paul, rocking with us. Then we had Cliff with us. Now y'all probably like, who the hell is Cliff? Cliff Broman is literally assistant producer to our boy Rodney Barnes, right? He is his second in command. Cliff is producing a comic book documentary about comic books in New York City, specifically the blurred culture. So we had a camera crew in the house. Mind you, that morning, I had a signing that I set up for Joe Illidge at a comic book shop, Rock and Rollin'. So you are now watching behind-the-scenes footage that is not edited yet because I need to send the footage to Cliff to put in the documentary. But myself and Paul realized, crap, we didn't take no photos. So you guys are literally getting the behind-the-scenes footage of the signing in its raw entirety that night. Let's get back to it, baby. And I couldn't say that's enough because nobody on Whatnot is giving you four of the hottest writers and editors in this blurred culture. Whether it's Marvel, DC, Indie, whatever, no one's doing that. I could stop, but I said, you know what? If you watch Teen Wolf, when the alpha is around, everyone elevates their game. Now you're probably like, what am I talking about? The alpha. Boys and girls, we got the CEO of the Black Comic Awards in the house, baby! On me. chocolate was a listen, we don't even do. First off, listen, it got crazy, and mind you, I had one more guest, Paul, but that guest canceled, and I didn't say anything. Do you want to know who that guest was going to be?
Yeah, I gotta know now.
Sotomayor.
No.
Dude, I'm out here working, baby. I'm out here working.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see Chris.
Listen, I'm out here working. Now, I am going to say this. First off, January, February, March, April, May 29th, I need everybody to tap into Whatnot. My boy Sun Tzu is having a Whatnot show, a milestone bonanza. So when you see myself and Paul and Derek bring out these rare milestone books that we can acquire because we in the deepest, darkest crevice of the internet acquiring them, Sun Tzu's going to be pulling out a couple of these. Sun Tzu's a chip off the old block, if you will. Make sure you go support. The next signing I got is going to be a milestone bonanza. Stay tuned. Oh my gosh. Now, we had a ball, Paul. We had a blast. I mean,
We did.
woo! We had a ball.
We had such a good time. I literally forgot to take even a single picture because I was just vibing. We were just all just vibing, man.
Listen, and then, you know how normally Paul, because my house is Paul's house, right? So literally Paul was like, Chocolate, I'm coming, blah, 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 blah. And I'm in business mode. I'm like, wait, Paul, yes, come, yeah, whatever. You know, normally Paul's in interview and whatever and do this. Paul was just literally sitting there chilling, eating food, having a blast, relaxing. Oh, we had fun. We had a ball.
We had some of that. We had some of that Filipino chicken. What is it called? Jollibee?
Jollibees.
Jollibees.
Yeah, I call that. So Paul was like, "What are we eating?" I'm like, "It's Jollibees." I'm like, "Think of Golden Crust." He goes, "Okay, I got it." He's like, "Okay, I got it." But no, we had a ball. But nonetheless, I could not have done this without the support of the community. Marwan, Kev P, what's her name? Nerd NBA Live Girl. Every single one of you guys reposting, coming to our shows. Listen.
So that brings up stuff I picked up in the chocolate shop.
Wait, I should use stuff. Oh yes,
I have stuff from the chocolate shop. First of all, I got to see the chocolate shop. It really is pretty cool.
Appreciate it. It was a mess because I was in work mode.
Now, Nick and Stephen Harris was there, so I got him to sign this copy of Michael Craig.
Yes,
he signed it on the outside, and again on the inside. I mean, understand this book, written by Brian Edward Hill, art by N. Stephen Harris, covers by Dennis Cowan. This is like an all-star hitter team.
Don't forget Sienkiewicz.
And Sienkiewicz. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Inks by Bill Sienkiewicz. And then as I'm sitting there talking, chilling with Nicholas Draper Ivey next to me, and then Chocolate's like, we're talking about Dennis Cowan and how he has a sketch art book, and we're like, yeah, it'd be cool if Nicholas Draper Ivey was like, oh yeah, Nick has one too. I was like, what?
And Paul cursed me out the whole show. He cursed me out the whole show.
Nick has a what? He has a sketchbook. Since when? He's had it like a year or two ago. What are you talking about? And he's like, here.
Yep.
And so I had Nicholas Draper Ivey sign.
You can only get that either at a con, or if you want that, reach out to me, Sexual Chocolate, and take care of that.
This thing is incredible.
Nah, he's a beast. And he's not just because he's my boy. He's a beast.
His art, it's like having all of his best stuff in one book. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Wait till you see the next one he's pushing out right now. Oh my gosh.
So there's that. And then
didn't you buy something major? No?
Let's see. Got signed Blood Letter number 4, signed by Joe Illidge. Did you
wait? You got extra. Relax. You have extras coming. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
I'm gonna save this one.
Here we go.
I'm gonna save that one to later.
And yes,
Uh,
before you ask,
got
Oracle, I
my
have for you, Derek. I
second
have
print of the Dakota Incident, double signed by Joe Illidge and Nicholas Draper Ivy. Bottom there.
double. You took you took him before Cross got to hit him.
Yeah, apparently.
I'll send you some.
I got two of them.
I'll send you some. Well, I think I did already, and because I had to send you an empty box, so I'll put some stuff in there.
And one of the other cover as well, also double signed.
Yeah, you got them before Cross got to sign it. Correct.
And then, oh damn, I just dropped it.
Dropping my wares.
Oh man, I'm making a mess.
Oracle, look,
Yeah.
stay with me. I was about to be very petty.
I have this one.
Okay.
That is the foil version, signed by, has Morgan Hampton's signature right there.
I was gonna say,
It's
see
got
that bag and
The
board.
whole team, Sway. The only one missing I think, is Stephanie Williams. So we'll have to pick that up at Heroes Con.
Oh, you know that.
Nick signed this Batman Static Beyond. Someone in the chat talked
That
about
one
it.
right there. Hold on, Paul. Put that back up. So when Nick showed me when he was working that, and he was like, "Chocolate, what do you think?" And I was like, "Dude, as a anime geek, I hate you because Static is literally doing a Kamehameha, and Nick, who is into Iaido, where it's like martial arts but sword play, that is literally Nick with his sword play." And I'm like, "Dude, did you just put yourself on the cover?" And he's like, "Oh shoot, that is me." And I'm like, "Dude, I hate you. This cover's fire."
Let me tell you something about Nicholas Draper Ivy. First of all, he's a very chill dude. As I walk in, I see this dude, and he looks like a friggin' black samurai with his outfit. I was like, literally, the only thing missing was his sword. He had on these velvet boots, these pants that look like it came right out of a Kurosawa Saki movie. It was just, it's insane, and his whole vibe is like, is this guy practicing Bushido? It's crazy. It's the dude is a living samurai. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. And Rich, I need your address so I can send you some goodies as well, because I know Oracle's going to be like, "Where's mine?" And I can't leave Derek out. So
another Michael Cray signed by N. Stephen Harris.
Ooh,
but the Coupe de Grace. The Coupe de Grace. The Coupe de Grace.
What did you get?
Got Static 43 signed and remarked by Nicholas Draper Ivy. He did a little static on the cover. I don't know if
we got to slab that. Yes, I see it. And then Joe signed. Wow. Oh, talk about that.
Yeah, that's kind of hill. That's kind of hill.
But that's the best. The top part.
That's Joe Illidge's first static.
The other guy who was there was Crisscross. I had to spend some money on this because I couldn't let anybody else have this. So Chocolate has N. Stephen Harris, Crisscross, and Nicholas Draper Ivy in the same room, and he hands them blank comics, blank cover comics, and says, "Go do something." And so Nicholas Draper Ivy's doing something, and then Crisscross is looking at that and go, "Okay." So he's doing something. Then N. Stephen Harris is looking over. He's like, "Oh, bet." And then N. Stephen Harris is doing something. All three of these are just supposed to be sketches.
Oh yeah,
these guys did like full blown covers.
What do we call it? The still freeze effect.
Oh my god, it's a still freeze effect. It was a still freeze. Everyone trying to outdo each other. So Crisscross got a bloodletter blank. First of all, I don't own any bloodletter banks. They were hard to find. They were very limited run. He got a bloodletter blank, and the parent character in bloodletter is Spawn, Titanfall and Spawn. So he's like, "What should I draw?" And they're like, "Do Spawn." He does this.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Because I'm sitting here like, where is it?
That's nice, man.
The worst part about it,
wow,
is the fact that he's done. We're all oogling over it, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm not happy with it." And we're like,
"I'm not happy with it."
Mine.
And understand, the best part is he has absolutely never drawn Spawn before in his life.
Yes, it's his first Spawn, period.
This
Ever.
is his first Spawn he's ever done.
That's a nice one, bro. That's a wonderful
Knocked it
one.
right out the park.
Yeah, that's
So
dope.
got it signed by Joe Illidge, and
And I guess that counts
Chris
as
Rock.
negative space too, right?
Yeah. Oh, good call. Yeah. Now all we
Yeah.
got to do is get Tim Seeley and obviously Todd McFarlane, which is absolutely doable, and we're done.
Eclectic Blur D Chaz says Draper been inducted as a Black Comic of the Year. Yes, at the con.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, at the con. Yeah. So yeah, it was a good weekend, man.
Oh,
It was a good
wait,
weekend.
before we give the floor back, Paul, you didn't even talk about the original art that almost made you drool.
The original art that what?
That almost made you lose your mind.
I'm not gonna-
Derek, check this out. So you know Paul has an eye for art. So he walks into my house. The first time he walks into my house, and he's looking at my wall. He goes, "Is that a Gabriel Delato?" I'm like, "Yep." "Is that original?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Is that a Strowman?" "Yep." "But that's original." "Yep." "Ooh."
In
And he's
color.
like, is that a Damian Scott? I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "Is that original?" "No." But I'm like, "That is." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, Damian Scott did a painting for Snoop because he's Snoop's art director, and he's just like, "So you have original art?" I'm like, "It's a painting. It's not the same thing." And he's like,
That's
"Okay,
original art.
I know." Fast forward, I have Stephen Harris and Chris Cross with their actual original art panels, and Paul is like, "Original art is here? Chocolate, what the frick?" And I'm like, just, and literally the show's over. They're mingling, and Paul's just like, and I'm literally seeing his brain calculate, how am I going to take this on the plane and not bend it?
Yeah.
How am I going to take it on the plane and not bend it?
Chris Cross had an original art cover that he did on the original Blood Syndicate from back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, Rich.
I almost pulled out my credit card. I already spent money just to fly out there. So I was like, I can't do it. My wife will
Listen, I
divorce
told
me.
Paul, you're the BCL, you're the CEO. I got you. When you're ready, I'll plug you with Cross. Yesterday's price for you will be today's price. One time only. See, Rich? See? Matter of fact, let's give ourselves an applause for that. Let's give ourselves an applause.
To the crowd, to the chat. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Listen, I love it. Rich, before we go on, I see you over there. I don't want to say rummaging, but going through stuff. I see books flying left in hand. I'm sorry. What's in your hand?
I mean, I just got books, just kind of just looking through them, whatever.
I don't trust you. I've learned now that when you say
No,
you have
I don't trust you.
no, I've learned. I felt that once.
No,
And you
I don't have anything. I did pick these up. I did pick up 2 books today
Mhm.
that might be of note.
Watch it
Wayne
be-
Ferguson, Hamster Vice. These 2.
What I told you. Watch it be heaters. What is that? What am I looking at?
Wayne Ferguson is a artist. He's been around a while. He does a lot of stuff in entertainment. But he's a black artist, and this book here. Let me see. I'll just give you the date on it. Somebody posted some Dwayne Ferguson stuff in our YouTube, in our Facebook group, Black Comic Lords. So this is from 1986. But he had a series called Hamster Vice, a miniseries. So, he's a legend, but he's one of the guys that a lot of people don't talk about. What I love about our space is that we're able to discover artists, writers who, without this space, we would never know about, or they would never be on our radar. We all love the Nicholas Draper Ivies. We all love the Chris Crosses of the world. But we don't always champion cats that had insane popularity, like Jimmy Robinson, the guy who did Farmhand. There's so many guys, man, that have a lot of stuff out here, but we're unaware. So when I picked this up, like I said, I got these out of Dollar Bin.
Ooh.
And so for me, that's kind of what I like to do. I had the day off and I was sitting around and I was a little bored. And so let me just go to a shop. And then there was nothing literally to go to the comic book shop today except to pick up Roots of Madness, issue number 6. That
Talk
came out
about
today. That's the final issue for Stephanie Williams' Roots of Madness. So that was that. And of course, cool thing about Stephanie Williams, she stayed busy. But her book Street Sharks,
Oh, fire.
she just did an annual.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Street Sharks annual that came out there, I think today as well. So, but I was just there and I picked up those books or whatever. And, you know, if I see Dwayne McDuffie comic books and it's in a dollar bin,
I don't blame you. I'm buying it too.
I'm going to get it. So I did pick up, and I have these books already, but as a collector and a comic head, you can never have enough of double issues or whatever. So I did pick up the first 2 volumes of Damage Control.
Wait,
Dwayne
that
McDuffie.
was a Dwayne McDuffie book.
Nice.
That's
Do you
right.
have the issue where he's on the cover?
Yeah, that's let's see which one. This one here with Dr. Doom. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Wait, who's that on the cover?
oh, that's so cool.
It was the leader of Damage Control that was kind of modeled after Dwayne McDuffie himself.
You gotta be kidding me. Why am I now hearing about this?
That's because
It's
this is
Black
Beast.
Comic Plus. So I did that, and I picked up a couple of books. I was thinking about this book actually a couple of days ago. Actually, two books, Dwayne McDuffie books, and they had these books in a bag for $8. And like I said, if I see a Dwayne McDuffie book, chances are I'm gonna grab it. This one here,
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
And
Yeah, I have a couple of those. Those are good.
then this one.
Ooh, nice. It looks like
Those
it's in
are
pretty good condition,
basically
too.
one shots or annuals of a
Yeah.
series that she never had.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Wait, how do you have
Doc Bright, and Dwayne McDuffie.
how do you have an
Annuals are usually reserved for when you have a series to sum up the series. An annual.
Agreed. But you said
There were 2 annuals that were done, but she never had a series.
how does that work?
That's Marvel.
How doesn't it work?
I'm like, wait, what? That's what when Paul said.
That's pretty.
Huh?
The
That's
series
pretty
by
normal.
the series by Dr. Eve Ewing is the first series that Captain Marvel ever had.
Which came after the annuals.
Correct.
What in the world?
I mean, listen, she's in a lot of Avenger books.
Mm-hmm.
You want the book
Yes.
of Monica Rambeau's appearances in comics, whatever, you know, go and get those Avenger books. You can go there. And it's unfortunate, but she is it's her, Monica Rambeau, and Vixen and Misty Knight are 3 black women who have crazy appearances in comic books, but very little solo titles.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is what it is. If you want Vixen stuff, you got to go get the Justice League stuff. She's in a bunch of Justice League books. If you want Misty Knight stuff, you got to go get some of the Hero for Hire, Heroes for Hire books, I should say.
I have those.
You know, and what else?
Here-
is she in?
Here's an idea, DC or Marvel. Instead of giving us your Black History Month covers in the month of February or
Yeah.
June,
Ooh, let me see what you.
why don't you put together at minimum? You're not going to invest in an omnibus because you're not going to do that. But why not put together trade paperbacks of Vixen's appearances, of Monica Rambeau's appearances, you know, of Misty Knight's appearances? These are all original Black superheroines I would rather get a trade paperback of compiling all of those appearances into one book than I would some hot cover on a storyline that the black character is not even inside of during those months.
Right.
That would be much more
Right.
meaningful. And then it actually, for all intents and purposes, it's real black history because you're talking about real black comic book character history.
That's a dope
By
idea.
Well, we have lots of dope ideas in Black Comic Lords, and I know Marvel and DC have people that are watching us, but
That's
just
a
need
fact.
them to actually follow through on it.
Yo, Paul, real quick. There's a
Yeah.
question, or not a question, but Hades Gates said, he said, you guys can have a show on how to collect on the budget. We don't need to
Yeah.
show that. We could do that right now.
Yeah,
can
we
do
got
that.
we can literally turn the camera on and say, watch us walk
Hunting,
through the comic.
hunting is a very, very laborious thing. You know what I'm saying? If you got time, that's the first thing. You gotta have time.
Facts.
And you gotta have time to be able to dig in books, whatever. You can find some dope stuff. I found and I got stories. Paul will tell you.
I would say, hold on. I'd say the first thing that you need to do is find out what you love. Establish that
Right.
first.
Well, that definitely helps. But if you're just hunting different titles or whatever it is, you got to be strategic with it. And what I mean by that is that, you know, opportunity is always available, but you got to have the cash because you never know what you're going to run into.
Yeah.
But dollar bins oftentimes will, you know, are an easy way to find certain books, whatever. You're not going now the books that are like well known and that kind of, you ain't going to find them. It's rare to find a key, let alone a grail, in a dollar bin. That just don't happen. But I have bought, and I've shared this story. My Adam Legend of Blue Marvel trade paperback. I found that the store was having a sidewalk sale, and I found that trade for $2.
That's insane.
Go to eBay. You will not find that trade for $2.
Oh no.
I won't find it for less than 200.
Yeah,
I won't find it for less than 200.
I found I think issue of that series. I found issue 3. I think it was in a dollar bin in El Paso for like $1. And I know I felt so good about it, but I felt so guilty. I bought some other stuff.
I would have been like, you got one.
Clearly, they did not know. They did not know what was sitting in their dollar bins. When the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show came out, a lot of those books, the red, white, black books,
Yeah.
they went up. But these books were sitting in dollar bins for the long.
Yep.
That show came out, and all of a sudden, you know, you saw them everywhere, but they weren't, you know, they weren't in dollar bins. Well, I found like 6-7 issues in a dollar bin, and the gentleman realized that I found some stuff that I wasn't supposed to find. So he was honorable, and he honored the prices that were the books. So I got those books, even though I already had them for $1 a piece. In terms of on a budget or whatever, you know, you got to set yourself a budget, figure out what it is that you want, and then take the time to go look at these dollar bins. And then you also got to go from different shops. Listen, I believe that you should, you know, everybody should have an LCS, but you don't have to be loyal to go LCS.
That's
The only one LCS is what you mean.
Let me just say this. I am a comic book whore.
Wow.
Which means I'm going to go and cheat.
It's not cheating, man.
And cheat. I'm going to another store. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't have. This is where my pool is, but I have a side piece or two. So
Wow.
He's not
Make it
wrong.
sound
though.
so dirty.
He's not wrong.
Because it is.
Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong. I have 10 stores that I regularly go to. And anytime I'm traveling, I always make a point of finding a local comic shop wherever I'm traveling at and buy something. So no, that's not it. Don't listen to Rich. That's not it.
Funny.
It's okay to have more than one store. Please have more than one
I
store.
bet you, hey, I bet you when you
I
go
like,
to-
I like this comment. I like this comment by Damon Watson. He goes, "People almost never know about books centering Black characters. Black is the biggest blind spot in the comic community." That's absolute facts.
Yes.
I remember several years ago, like just a few months after Philadelphia came out, I went to this store here in Orlando. Angel knows it, called Acme Comics, and they had in their shelves back issues of Philadelphia, just number one. Stacks.
Oh yeah.
Now they were not in good condition because that particular store, they don't bag and board the books they put on the shelves. They just they mash them in there.
Yeah.
So they were some of them were kind of bent, but there was stacks of number one stacks. I grabbed like
It ain't no fun if
a
the homies
handful.
don't get none.
Yeah.
and just
Oh my
popped them up.
goodness.
Hey,
The
hey,
account person
Chuck.
was like, "Why are you buying so many copies of this Philadelphia number one?" Don't worry about it.
Well, Paul, remember,
Chuck.
Paul,
Chuck.
Paul, I see you, Rich. I'm coming to you. Paul, remember when the first printing of the New History of the DC Dakota incident dropped, I destroyed every shop in Brooklyn to the point I needed to reach out to other shops in New Jersey and Queens. I went out to white shops. And remember, this book was the hottest thing since sliced bread. You had regular whatnotters who looked like this. And they were selling the book because it was hot. So it got to their radar. I went to some stores in Queens and in Jersey, and they looked at me and was like, "What the hell are you talking about? I didn't order no Milestone book. What? And I'm like, the book is the hottest thing since sliced bread. Dude literally went on the computer and was like, "Oh, I need to order this book because it was hot," but he didn't have none. The secondary thing is to add on to what Rich was saying. He is 100% right. Do you know? So I have my shops that I go to and whatever the case may be. But when I'm hunting, I will go to the white community on purpose. I will literally. I have no shame in my game. My wife literally says, "This is reverse racism." I said, "No, this is them. I'm getting them for what they did to the Cold Crush." I will
He's
go
like,
to Long
"These are
Island.
reparations."
I'm dead serious. I will drive to Long Island and I will literally go say, "Okay, white, go, cool." And I would walk into the comic book shop and I would literally ask them one question, and that question would let me know you ain't got my books. Perfect. And I'll go to the dollar bins and I'm like, milestone, Bitterroot.
Yes,
Thank you,
I've done that.
Thank you,
Mhm.
thank you. And I'll walk up, stacks of books, and I'll just be like, and then I'll literally cake it. I'll put some random Spider-Man and Marvel book on it, and I'm just like, I think I want these. And then he'll go, okay, $10. And I'm like, bitch.
Sucker.
And I'm like, sucker. And I'm like, Rich, you were gonna say something.
No, I was going to say that one of the pleasures and joys about being in Black Comic Lords for me was two situations. When, of course, when we did Atlanta Comic Con, and me, Paul, Derek, and Hershey went hunting. We went to some shops. That was fun. But my all-time favorite was hanging out with Paul and Hershey. I think Hershey was with us. And we went to a comic shop. It was comics on one side and guns on the other side of the store. Bruh, let me tell you something.
That was in Orlando.
Talk about sketchy.
You think?
I was thinking to myself the whole time I was there, what the heck? You talking about being in Magaland. I thought I was.
Yeah, that's a different term of comics and magazines.
But I tell you, they had some dope books.
Yep.
But that shop was filthy McNasty. It was a dirty shop.
Oh, do you know that?
There was some good stuff in that shop. And we
Marwan, you know
some
it.
stuff out that shop.
You know it.
But some of these shops that people, you know, might not go after or whatever because the shop is small or it's rinky dink, man, you find the best stuff in those shops.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And sometimes
What was
I don't
what
want
was the name of that shop? What was the name of that shop? I'm just curious.
It's called
It's
Comics
literally
Station.
Guns and
was it-
Comics. I know the owner.
Was it pistols and panels?
It might have been.
Pistols and panels, comics and
All I know is
No,
we
it's
walked
called Guns and Comics. I know the
Capes and
owner.
cap locks.
we walked in and we saw the guns first.
No way.
We saw the guns first, and of course, when you see guns with white people, that's not a good.
You think?
You'd be like, "What?" I turned around and looked at Paul, and oh, the comics is over. Oh, okay. So we kind of scurried onto that side because again, one side was guns, and we ain't talking about no little pea shoots.
No, he's got everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
One side was
He's
MAGA,
got
one side was
everything.
NAGA.
I don't think anybody's stealing anything from there. No comics.
No.
Stolen.
Here's
No.
an example. Look, Rich knows what he's talking about. He is the back issue bin bully for a reason.
Back
You
bin
wanna
bully
see
sounds crazy.
Look,
Back
look.
issue bin bully.
Back bin.
Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Let's see.
That's fine.
You had the gall to report in the shop?
The hunter as he stalks his prey. See how the hunter creeps through the long boxes,
Oh my god.
stalking his prey.
We in the building, trying to find gold.
The back issue bin bully strikes again.
Back issue.
B.I.B.
Notice
Back issue
the
bin bully.
deft way in which his fingers
Yep.
Oh, nope.
peruse the comics.
Perusing the comics.
Glocks and
He's a
comics. I
well-oiled
love it.
machine. He's a veteran of these back issue bins.
Yes, sir.
He is the back issue.
Oh, he found something. He found something. Up. Yep, he found something. But you know what's funny though? Check this out. Perfect comics and cartridge. I love. Perfect segue. Check this out. This is what also makes me go crazy. Or not makes me go crazy, but why I don't want to completely indict different shops for carrying books that appeal to their individuals. Remember, Saturday we had the Whatnot signing at my house. But prior to that, I facilitated and then I put together a signing for Joe in another comic book shop in Brooklyn called Slope Comics, right? Park Slope. Park Slope is a predominantly
Rich people.
If you're familiar with Brooklyn, it's the rich area. It's right before downtown Brooklyn, right? So right by Grand Army Plaza.
It's where the Huxtables lived.
He's 100% right. If you ever seen the Cosby Show, it's literally where the Huxtables live. So this is a brand new comic book shop. They've been open for I think next month makes a year, and I'm talking to them and we're building rapport and whatever the case may be. And he's like, "Yeah, I started with vintage. I started with this and da da da," and I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, he's having problems keeping the hottest Marvel books on the cover. He's having a problem selling them where he's selling DC. And my brain goes, really? But what are you selling? And he's like, oh well, X-Men and X-Force and this. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, stop. These are the hottest Marvel books. He says, yep. You haven't said Storm yet. And he's like, yeah, why would I? And I'm like, the Storm is literally top 5 Marvel book if you look at the census. And he's like, I have all of issue 1 from the Maria Iodelli run. And I'm looking at him like, why? And he's like, I can't tell it. And I'm just sitting there like, are you kidding? But the reason I bring that up is because, yes, the stores absolutely cater, but it also depends on the area. Because business-wise, stores are not going to keep books that they can't push. And I'm like, you said the top 5 Marvel book. Storm is literally number 4 the last time I checked in terms of sales. How? And he's like, no one buys it. People are coming in asking for, and his shop is weird, and every shop is different. But he's like, people are actually coming in asking for Moon Knight and whatever the hell is on Disney Plus. Absolute Batman is flying, but for Marvel, It's whatever's on the TV. That's what they're buying. And I'm like, huh, interesting. Which is weird because if you go 20 minutes south to Bulletproof and Anyone Comics, Hank has no. I just bought the last trade of freaking Storm Volume 2. Hank has no more because he cannot keep Storm on the shelf. But it's interesting how 20 minutes away, completely different ball game. And I'm like, wow, interesting.
Here's an interesting question here. What advice would you give to a black artist with black characters of a black-owned comic book company to do to gain more visibility? I love
Oracle.
this.
Take this. Oracle, take this. This is your department, my dear. Oracle, take it.
Okay, so
What's the logistics on this?
the easiest answer to give is invest in someone who knows how to do visibility. A lot of times, creators and owners get used to doing everything themselves. And when you want to push to the next step, it's time to invest in someone that's what their focus is. You're handling the website, you're handling this, you're handling that, and you can only do but so much. To break to that next level is literally hiring to do the next step. That's it. That's the easiest answer.
Awesome. Paul, I'm gonna get to you, but Derek, I want to hear your take on this because I know Paul and Rich got some gems, but Derek, I want to hear your opinion on this one.
You gotta know what you do well and what you don't do well, I think. And you need to make sure that where you don't do things well, let's say, I don't know, you're not the best at the logistics part of it. You got to find somebody you trust and pay them to do it and do it well for you, right? Whatever it is. I mean, I don't know much about the game. I observe, I see what's going on, but I know that, you know, the big companies, they have artists doing artwork and they have business people doing business work. They have logistics people doing logistics work. And I think there's something to be said, having people that know what they're doing to cover those things. And then I think that something that should happen across all indie companies, black owned companies, is there should be more partnering and sharing, co-marketing, as opposed to everybody thinking that if, you know, this dollar is either mine or is yours, right? And I don't think we can have that type of attitude, you know. I think we can have a rising tide that floats all boats.
The CEO, talk to me.
Yeah, I love this topic because you know I've been trying to study it on my own for some time now, and I try to talk to as many people in the community, many creators and publishers in the community about this subject. To this point, you know, some people may not have the money to afford someone to do those types of logistics for them, so they have to try and do it themselves. The easiest thing I would say, or not easy, but the most straightforward thing that you would do, the most basic thing that you would do, is make yourself visible within the community. You have to have social media is free for the most part. If you look at those that are successful, if you look at a Sebastian Jones at Stranger Comics, if you look at Malcolm McFadden at 615, if you look at the dude over at Impound Comics, Tony Cottrell,
Midnight Tiger,
you know, yeah, Ray Anthony Height, Midnight Tiger, etc. These guys, they're out in the community, out in the internet community. They're on social media, but it's not just I'm going to develop a profile and just put my stuff on the profile and put it out in the internet, and it's going to get people. It doesn't work that way. You have to engage in the community. So not only do you create that profile, but you need to use that profile and engage in other spaces that have the people that would buy your book. Sometimes that will be on comic book group pages. Sometimes it'll be in a blurred page. Sometimes you also want to go outside of just the Black community, to be honest with you. If you really want to sell, go into generalized comic book group spaces, because you never know who's hanging out in there who may also be willing to buy your book if it's a good story and you've got good art. So engage in the community, use the internet effectively. It's funny. I see a lot of, I'll just say it like this. I see a lot of podcasters getting into interviewing creators now. That's happening a lot. So get yourself interviewed on various podcasters. Talk about your book in as many spaces as you can. I think that is how you organically build a fan base. If you want to get more further down the rabbit well, we talk about this last week. As much as people deride the big two, a lot of creators do some work at the big two, not because they believe that's where their future lies, but they want to get their name out there. It's building a resume. It's a resume builder. I worked on Daredevil. I worked on Ms. Marvel. I worked on Wonder Woman. It's a resume builder. But moreover, your name gets out there. And while you're doing that work, advertise that you're working on that big two book as much as possible, because mainstream people that are into mainstream comics, corporate comics, they recognize those characters. They recognize a Batman or Superman or Spider-Man. And so when they're scrolling through their social media and they see one of those characters, something that they recognize, they're going to stop an extra second and take a look at what that is. It's a new book by my favorite XYZ character. And then they see your name attached to it. And then that name recognition is something they'll think in the future. And if you're really lucky, they'll click on your name and become a follower of you. So when you do eventually get kicked off the series at issue 5, which is what Marvel and DC do for everybody nowadays, those followers you picked up by doing that gig work from Marvel and DC are still following you when you go do your real work on your own as an independent creator. That's how you game the system. That's not my game. Dennis Cowan said that's how you do it.
Woo! Listen, the man gave you a lot, and we got to go to the one and only OG Rich. Talk to the people.
I will just simply say, I agree with everything that everybody said, but I think that if you are getting started, or if you've been in this for a minute or whatever, you may have to take a guerrilla approach, guerrilla marketing approach. And what I mean by that is, take your book, keep some with you always, and there are always people who are congregating doing different things, whether it's gamers, whether it's blurred meetups, that kind of thing. Get in some of these groups and find out what people are actually congregating, and show up and solicit your book there. You got to go where the people are. If there are some Black-owned bookstores in your city, find out where they at. Have a conversation with the merchandiser, the manager, whomever, and say, hey, I want to put my book, I want to leave a couple of copies of my book here. Of course, it may be a charge for them to do that. If you just give them, say, like maybe 5 copies of your book, see if somebody's checking out, your book is there, which means you may have to pay for the privilege of your book being in that bookstore, but that's money well spent, because guess what? If they see your book, they like the art, they thumb through it, they like what they see. They say, let me get this here. But out the gate, let me just be honest with you, depends on where you at, on what level you are. You might not want to try to sell your book for $15. You might want to sell it for $5. Do an ash can, or print the man or whatever. But you have a few copies of your book always with you, so you can kind of just, that's your calling card. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to, create visibility, whatever. Nothing beats word of mouth. Because if you can get the right people talk about your stuff, it'll spread like wildfire. It's just a matter of, putting your stuff in the right hands at the right time or whatever. When opportunity meets expectation, it blows it out the water. So that's one way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? You can go places. I would say, man, you can go to wash interiors where black folks is washing clothes, car washes,
Yeah.
beauty salons. Like I said guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Man, that's that Master P method, man.
You know,
You gotta get it.
you know
You
what I'm
gotta
saying?
keep the books out the back of your trunk. Hustle them out the back of the trunk of your car.
As much as the internet is great and it's free and that kind of thing, and social media is great, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing like that personal touch.
Yeah, we can
These guys
touch it.
know that sell comic books at these conventions. They know that, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing for you to see my face on a website, and it's another thing to like, hey, you shaking hands with the actual creator of this book, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, don't let your frustration outrun your determination. That's the biggest thing. Don't let your frustration outrun your determination. You gotta stick with it. If you don't sell but 2 books today when you thought you were gonna sell 20, so be it. At least thank God for the 2. Work on the 18 on tomorrow, whatever it is. But you know, everybody is the next customer. You're thinking about the next customer. And I will say this to all creators and whatever in general. And I learned this. I got 2 college degrees. I've said this on our channel before. I got 2 college degrees. I got a degree in business management and I got an MBA. But the biggest lesson I learned at 16 years old. And that lesson is the customer is always right. When you think about the customer, when you think about who you're trying to sell your book to, when you prioritize that person that's going to pay you bread, cash money for your product, that has to be the most important person in front of you. And here's the thing about people in general. People are people. So you can kind of like, I want to do something for my people, for us, by us. I'm all for it. But at the same time, everybody wants to get down. That's fact. The Black experience, it'd be rough, but most people want to be us.
Yeah.
They want to do us. They want to live our experiences. Why do you think hip hop made so much money? Because people want that cinematic, animated experience of what they think culture is. They don't even realize that's just one thumb. That's just one thumb of our culture. That ain't even the whole thing. The whole ball of wax you could be able to take. But what I'm getting at is that people will buy your stuff if they can identify. If you're telling a human story, if you're telling a story where it involves whether it's love, revenge, whatever it is, everybody can identify with it. But you know what I'm saying? You don't want to pigeonhole yourself, to Paul's point, because you never know who's in those groups as well. So, you know, it's all about the next customer. It's not about the next 300. You're just trying to get the first one. If you can get the 1, you can get the 2. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you have to approach it from that perspective. You gotta understand, Big City Comics, shout out to the creators of Brother Man. They blew up because they were selling their comics at Black Expo. There weren't no comic books being sold at Black Expo. Wasn't no blurs at Black Expo. Black Expo was businesses, people networking and stuff. They offered a product that was not, that was not available in other places or whatever. And they sold over 20, 30,000 books just being around the right Black folk. It's all about proximity, location, location, location. So go where your people are. You know what I'm saying? And if your stuff is John Blaze, you won't have a problem selling.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's the key, though. It's got to be John Blaze. If it ain't John Blaze,
so Rich, I'll jump in. So, right now, I am currently reviewing 4 comic books for creators that reached out. I'm reading it. Some of them have sent them to me physically, and I'm actually tangible, and I'm reading them. I'm not gonna tell you who. Don't ask. I'm gonna leave it to four parts because Paul kind of went in, Rich kind of went in. I don't want to be too long-winded because y'all know I am long-winded. One, be open, right? Be open because the same way when Paul showed you that sketch from Cross, and we're sitting there like, this is dope, and Paul and Cross is like, I don't like it. Be open in the sense where you may be in the inverse because this is your baby. You've been working on it for so long, and you hope that you got into the part where it's now in print and it's in your hand, and you're like, oh my God, it's done. And you give it to someone, and they're like, it's not ready yet. Be open. Obviously, you're going to have people who just hate and, just like, oh, whatever. Your book can be freaking Bitterroot, Marvel, milestone level. You're just going to be like, nah, it ain't it. So make sure you reach out to people you trust, people who will give you the truth. But be open. Because like I said, I'm reading certain books that I'm like, this book is not ready for prime time. And we're going to talk about prime time. Rich was touching on that. Talk about prime time. 2, make sure you have a good story, right? Because issue 107, we know that. Can you sustain the reader through 5, 10, 15? Absolute Batman was supposed to be literally 5. Absolute Batman was supposed to be 5 issues. That was it. They were contracted to do 5 issues. That was it. We are now at issue 20. I know that they renewed for the second time, and they're going to 50, and they have spin-offs as well. But the story is what killed it. Absolute Batman, it was the story that was just, So make sure you have a good story. 3, I will say art, right? Because I have seen books that the story is dope, but I go, did my 5-year-old draw this? What is going on? Right? And I get it. Not everybody has the luxury of reaching out to Ray Anthony and say, can you do my interiors? Right? Because then, like, as Oracle was talking last show, page rate and all of that. And, especially if you're doing it grassroots, you don't have it. But you need it to look appealing, right? Because to you, you may be like, yeah, listen, this is all I can afford. Got it. But to the customer, once they open it, they're like, ew. Matter of fact, you know what? What? You want me to pay money for this? Why? No, to get this. No. Now, the reason why we say that is to encompass what Rich was talking about. Number 4, you specifically asked Black artists, Black characters, Black owned. You got one shot to look good. There's a lot of creators out there who have dropped eggs, and a lot of writers, a lot of editors, a lot of artists that have dropped hot, flaming turds, but they get other chances because they do not look like this. We all know Stephanie Williams is I go back to the BCL Con, and it breaks my heart, and I always bring it up, and Paul's like, yeah, I know, we gave him the platform, but we would never get this if we didn't have the BCL Con. Aletha Martinez is a juggernaut. She is lit. She is putting BTA to the community when it comes to her art. Aletha Martinez literally sat here and said, I did not know if the community or if the comic book community wanted me anymore. Ken Lashley, and y'all know Lashley, Lead Killer. I mean, you have one shot to come out. Once you come out, if that book is that's it. You're done. You're done. And then the last thing, because I have seen this, don't rush to get the MCU at one shot. And you're probably like, what do you mean by MCU? I'm currently reading a book for someone, and my brain goes, dude, you're trying to put 6 spin-offs in issue 1. Slow down. Slow down. Let the story breathe. It'll come. Slow down. Absolute Batman. And Scott Snyder said this. When he wrote Absolute Batman, he absolutely had the universe fleshed out in his mind. It wasn't until issue 10 he was like, all right, let's start putting this together because we're moving. but he let the story breathe. Issue 1, you already got 3 spin-offs, 5 reboots, and a recast. How? And then you're sitting there like, is it good? Let it breathe. And that's where we at. Paul, talk to me. What we got?
I think Derek needed to do a fleck.
Oh, whoa, Derek, I did not see that. What you got? Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Hold on, let me tuck the chain in.
No, first off, stop. Because we started the chain with that. We started the show with that, but we did not give it the
Tuck in your BCL chain.
we did not give it the respect that it needs. You are the second person who I know who got a BCL chain. I'm actually proud of you. I'm dope. Where's mine?
No. It's not a BCL chain. It's a milestone.
That's
chain.
milestone.
I'm sorry. Milestone chain.
I thought you had a BCL chain too.
I do.
How heavy is that?
No, that's a BCL Christmas ornament.
You got jokes. That's why you're not gonna get that.
Damn, Christmas ornament? That hurts.
Yeah.
Right
Man.
here. Right in the guts. Uh-oh. Right in the
Oh,
guts.
guess what? I got a thunderstorm at my
Shout out
house.
to
You know
Jeffrey
that means
Thorne.
fall.
Jeffrey Thorne's in the building.
Jeffrey Thorne's in the house? Oh, snap. We got heat. You know what? I have one flex. Just one.
What you got?
Well,
But Derek needs to go first. Y'all can't just keep skipping
Derek
people.
opened the door. I wasn't flexing. Derek opened
Derek
the door.
flex.
Okay.
I figured it was a false flex.
No, it's real. It's real flex.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna show on screen, but I'm gonna just give a preview. So,
Wait,
you've
you
heard of
wrapping gifts?
70 Soul Secrets of Sapphire, right?
Yes. Oh man, that book. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is an independent book by Carolyn Jeter Green. I was trying to find out if she's still alive. I couldn't determine if she is or isn't. But I think it was 1974. So anyway, issue 1, you can find that on eBay. A few copies of those. But I actually came across an issue number 2, which is quite a bit harder to find.
Ooh,
Sapphire's
wow.
second set of Soul Secrets. But here's the really interesting thing about it, and in order to do it justice, I need to share this on screen. So hold on.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my flex ain't that.
Wait, the number 1 alone was hard to find. You found a number 2?
Yeah.
Minutos. You found 2.
Yeah. So here's
Shout out
one.
to Jeffrey Thorne for the super chat. We definitely will give you a love in a few moments.
Look
Okay.
at that.
So
Wow.
there's 1 and 2, but when I got number 2 in the mail, look what else was in there. See if it'll go back. Okay.
Oh,
Hold on.
Whoa,
is that a
Just,
bookmark?
So first of all, they had this Meet the Publishers page in
Mhm.
here, like a little pamphlet,
Oh.
and then this is
Oh,
on the
it
inside as
opens.
well. So it's about, it's a little brochure talking about the publishers of the book, right? So you get a
Who are
lot
they?
more information about the people involved in the book. But then that is not all.
What is that?
Now that's just the backside of the same thing. But we also got this right here,
Is
which
that
is
like
another,
a flyer?
yeah, which is it's like a flyer about the book as well. So when the person who sold this to me, I didn't even know he was going to send all this stuff, but he sent all this additional material
That's fire.
along with it too. And
Wow.
I haven't seen any of these before, so I just
No,
thought it was like,
never. Wow.
That's a
really
time
good to
capsule
have, and it's
situation
definitely a
right
time
there.
capsule. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to share that, and here even a flyer and order form for the second book too. So
Oh, that is so cool.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like,
That
Derek,
is
did you just give
major,
yourself
major.
a 9.9 on the CGC scaling? I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have one little flex, and it's a gift to myself, but I don't want to show it no more because Derek done put BTA.
He destroyed the flex for the evening. What is that?
Oh no!
what is
What
that?
is that?
Is that a milestone pillow?
That's like a rug.
It's a milestone rug, and I do have the matching pillow to match the couch. I have
What?
two pillows. I have two pillows.
insane.
Oh, and I have a throw so that I can sleep with Milestone.
Oh wow.
Look good.
Like a little kid. Look what I got.
That's my little flex. But it feels good though. So shout out to what's her name? Tough TUFT. Here it is right here. Matter of fact, make sure you guys go follow her. I think this was I was put onto this by my boy Everyday Adams. Hold on. I want to make sure she gets her thing. So Tough, what's her name? The Tough Crowd on Instagram. So you guys can get these as well, right? The Tough Crowd. So she makes these, and the beauty is, I think her story was I could be wrong, but I think she went to a tufting class, right? A sewing class with her grandma, loved it so much and made a business out of it. And she's also a comic book head, and here we are. But this, it feels good. I mean, I'm gonna, put this on the floor. And then if you don't want to put it on the floor, you can literally hang it. Like it comes with.
Oh, nice. Like a
Yeah.
tapestry.
Yeah, but it's legit. So this is the carpet, I have pillow, and I have the milestone throw. The next time I have a milestone event, and Paul passes out because I'm dropping heat, he can go lay down on the milestone pillow. So,
We had the Tough and old book in the order form and the Christmas ornament.
There we go.
Nice
There we
choice.
go.
Chain. Don't hate on my bling.
Nah, I'm not gonna front that. Listen, when I saw Morgan with
No,
that
that's
chain,
nice,
I was
Paul. I
jealous.
like it.
said,
I like it.
golly. Listen, it's the year of the milestone, baby. Listen, all my FUBU haters out there.
You got to get your own milestone merch, man. Until they start selling it themselves, you got to make your own milestone.
At some point, they're going to get a clue. I just hope it won't be too late. We should have a ton of milestone merch.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we shouldn't. If nothing else, all of us should have at least a hoodie, a milestone hoodie.
Rich, can I tell you something?
I need more than just my static action figure, gosh darn it.
So, Rich, okay. Milestone merch is coming.
What?
Right. So we already.
Wait, hold on.
This is a Black Comic Lords exclusive.
So we, with the approval of Cowan, right? So we, with the approval of Cowan, and obviously we tested the waters with the milestone posters, and they were great, and they went well. And then me being me and powers that be and my mentor, shout out to the Ill Master, we said, all right, we need more merch. Some of them are more.
Voice?
Oh man, Chopper does the best Joe Illidge voice imaginable.
So I can't do it when I'm laughing. I can't. But Derek's already dying. It's not fair. But no, seriously, right? So okay, we stop. But no, seriously. So some of it is tangible. Some of it are outside of our control on the smaller scale, because obviously we already know once they did static, I said if they're doing static, hardware has to be next. But DC, and they left McFarlane, now they're with Hasbro, so whatever. That being said, though, milestone merch, whether it be wearable or comic related or something you can hang on your wall, is absolutely coming through. The posters did well, and more things are in the pipeline and have been approved. So stay tuned.
So they're gonna start having some chains?
Probably not.
Well, I will say this: Dennis is absolutely upset that he didn't get his chain. We know this. This is not a secret. And Dennis is literally someone who is watching at all times, even when he ain't here. So we working. We working.
Just to know, man. I just want to know. I mean, how do we represent
That Dan Cup. No. Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rich. Paul
Yeah.
came to my house, and every other 5 book I dropped, he was like, he's disrespecting me. But Paul
What you
thinks he's
talking about?
sick because he says absolutely nothing. What am I talking about? The fact that he's sitting here sipping imaginary tea with that freaking cup, knowing
What?
it's a flex. Flip the cup over. Ain't nothing in it. There's nothing in it. Flip the cup over. There's nothing in it.
There is. There's
What's
stuff
in it?
in it.
What's in it? What's in it? Your
Air.
ego? Ain't
A
nothing
bunch
in
of
the cup.
air.
Nah, man. I'm look.
Wait, what are you sipping? Sipping on
There's-
Nut Bull.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
You drinking whiskey? What you got in there?
Don't worry about what's in the cup.
Here we
I
go.
just asked.
So
It is what it
we,
is.
we need to go and appreciate Jeff properly for the super chat.
Absolutely. What you got for us, Derek? What you got?
All right, Mr. Thorne, thank you so much for that super chat.
Thanks, Jay.
Marwan Williams, my boy, one of my regulars from Whatnot. You know that I stay with a fresh jacket. If you ever see me at New York Comic Con, y'all know I walk around like I'm literally one of the rappers. I'm outside.
Yo,
Marwan,
that jacket idea is the thing.
Marwan, it's like you were in the meeting. Paul, I give you the floor. Continue.
I want a milestone Letterman jacket.
Oh, listen. This logo on the back, I'm talking too much. See, now I'm going into troublesome territory.
Yeah.
My fellow lords,
One of two.
Here we go. Oh, wait, Derek said my color is what?
No, I just said I apologize, but I have to drop because I have to get up very early in the morning. So
No
I've
problem.
enjoyed
Night, Derek.
all of you. Enjoyed the chat too, and have
Absolutely.
a great evening.
But you know what's funny though? Because Rich is talking about that. And everyone here knows the story of myself and Larry Stroman, right? And it's positive right now. We're great. But I think it was Larry and by proxy Paul that put me onto game. And there may be other companies, Rich, Oracle, Paul, teach me. But I bring up Tribe and Larry Stroman, Todd Johnson, because those dudes had a full-on rollout for their Tribe comics. Like they had the towel, the hat, the clothing, the shirts. Like you felt like you were literally
Trading cards.
Like you felt like you were going to the club because when the club was inside the book, but they had everything to the point where I remember Todd Johnson said there was a good year where the Tribe merch was outselling the comic books. And I'm like, what? He's like, yes. There was a good year where like the shirts, the jacket, the hat, everything was literally outselling the comic books. And I'm like, that's insane. Takes Comics, we appreciate you for subbing. Now, the reason why I said Oracle, Paul, Rich, besides Tribe, has there ever been, whether black, white, whatever, but has there ever been a comic book launch that had such a heavy merch following related to the comic? Like Tribe had it? Because Tribe was selling.
A black comic?
Obviously, we want to go black, but I'm opening
Yeah,
it.
Ania did.
Really?
And I'm kicking myself because I had a flex that I lost.
Huh. Thanks, Comic. Appreciate you for subbing.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
I mean,
anyway, Ania had stuff. They had posters. They had trading cards themselves. What's his face?
Did not know that.
No, I know. Alonzo Washington had.
Yeah, I was about to say Alonzo Washington had a bunch of stuff.
Alonzo Washington, that name doesn't.
So he had the Omega Man, Omega Boy,
Original Man.
I'm sorry.
I know Original Man. I've seen you guys post that up. I've seen Original Man. Yes.
So, I mean, that's the thing.
He even had action figures.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
not
thing
doing
about
it.
I like that.
the 90s in particular was so dope was that you had Milestone wasn't the only one that was doing that thing.
Mm.
You know, it was literally a renaissance. And I'll be honest, I always say this with all due respect to everybody that's doing this stuff here because it's hard. It's not easy, but everybody's still catching up to us. It is what it is. But there were guys that were giving IPs that were, I won't even say they were in competition with Milestone, but they definitely gave you a different perspective. Alonzo Washington with his Omega line, he had several books, toys. You know, he the whole ball of wax. I mean, you can go to eBay right now and find promo posters and things of that nature for sale. You know, it is what it is. So with Tribe, I think that the biggest thing Tribe had going for them was the cover.
Oh,
The cover
yeah.
was iconic.
What?
The cover was iconic. And so in comics in general, that is probably the most popular independent comic book, period.
Well, they sold 1 million right out the gate. Correct me if I'm wrong. Out the never done before.
Right out the gate, which is why you can literally turn around and bump into that book.
Yeah.
Every dollar bin you see it everywhere.
Yeah, you see it everywhere, and you know, we have done shows and have interviewed Larry Stroman and Todd Johnson, and some of us have some of the regular books. I have Second Prince.
Matter
of fact, shout out to Paul. I'm gonna tell the story. At Comic-Con, Paul, we were all working, but Paul was doing something.
I was working.
He didn't get to get his book signed. He didn't get Larry Stroman to sign his book. I had here's the thing, Chocolate. People can't say I ain't generous. Because they gave me, Larry Stroman and Todd Johnson gave me an ivory book.
Oh, yes.
They gave me one. I had to buy it. They gave it to me. And they signed it. And I felt bad for my brother because he said, I didn't get nothing signed. I didn't get a chance to see it. I was like,
because I was working.
He was working. And I, out of the bottom of my heart, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on and bless my brother.
Yes, sir.
I gave him the book.
True story.
So, but those covers were iconic. The ivory cover is iconic. There's a blue one. There's a purple. There's
the purple one is hard to get. I have one purple one that is hard to get. That ash can.
Mm-hmm. So
and I got it by mistake. I thought it was a color.
They did a lot of stuff, and the thing is, what I love about it is that all they have is this one IP, the Tribe, you know, and they're still able to go to cons.
Yes.
And Larry Stroman is still able to eat. They both are able to eat off that one comic book series. So I think it only went like 4 issues. There was like number 1, then they did a number 2, and I think they did a 3rd one, and then they did a 0.
They did a 0, which was actually 4. So 0 was actually 4. I think 0 is when they left Tribe, and it was called Good Comics. So not Tribe, they left Image. So it was the Image icon inverted. They made Good Comics. That was self-printed. That's why. So Tribe 0 was 4 self-printed. Yes.
And
Steven.
Somebody just mentioned in the chat about the cards. I have the Tribe cards as well.
Oh yeah. So check this out, Rich. That slab that Paul just showed. So we had the Schomburg, which I know y'all want it. It's coming through. So we had my boy Stephen Harris. If he was here, he'd be like, it's not N to Stephen Harris. Stephen is awesome. That's my guy. So Stephen Harris, Greg Anderson, Elise, Newton Laveau, Larry, Todd, Marcus and Greg Burnham, and then of course Paul and Phil. just mingling there, rocking and rolling and getting that sign. And I'm just like, dude, I'm listening to these guys tell stories. I'm like, you're freaking Larry Strowman, and Stephen Harris. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? Oh, man, we had a. Are you kidding me? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, just said he was in the chat.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know. You know what? Steven sucks. Steven is my guy. Steven is my guy. What happened? So I knew that was coming.
Somebody asked what happened.
What happened to the tribe return? No. So basically, during that time, they were advertising that Tribe is coming back, and there was a big push and media news or whatnot. I will say this: I can't tell you what happened because I know what happened. I will use this analogy. Remember when Ken Lashley told during the Black Comic? Oh, I just clocked in. Remember when Ken Lashley told us during the BCL Con that he was supposed to do a cover for Sebastian, and he dropped the ball on purpose, and he never told Seb why. And he announced on the BCL Con it was because of health, it was because of X, and he almost died, and all of the above. Sometimes when books don't drop through, it's not because the money and the people don't want to do it, but life happens. And then you got to do a biffit, you got to readjust. And we'll leave it there. But yes, Rich, I give you back the floor. Oh, man. I mean,
like I said, I got a chance to meet one of my heroes.
Oof. And Larry don't get enough. Larry and Oracle, you know this because I know you know Larry as well. Larry Strowman does not get enough. Obviously, we know what he represents, but Larry Strowman does not get enough kudos. Like, this man is a beast when it comes to the art. The Bitterroot cover. What's his name? Oh my God, I can see him bald, strong guy, and all the other covers and things. Larry Strowman don't get enough kudos. Like, he's a savage.
Most people don't know this, but you probably got some Larry Strowman in your collection. You don't know it.
Definitely.
Books, whatever he did do was an X Factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
On X Factor for a while.
Yep. The whole Marvel Legends action figure line on X Factor are all his designs.
Time out. The figures, the toys,
action figures for X Factor that from the Marvel Legends Hasbro line.
Mm-hmm.
Those action figures are from the designs that he did in the comic book with Peter David back in the 1990s.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
He did the War of Independence.
Yeah, I'm sure he does not get a check for the fact that they made action figures out of his designs.
I'm not gonna lie.
I will tell you one interesting story from the Atlanta Comic Con with Larry Strowman. I remember
talk to me
on the last day, or maybe it was the second last day. He and I were just chatting and talking, and he paused and he looks out at everyone at the con, and he goes, "All these artists here. The one thing that they can't say that I can is that you're not going to find a comic book in America that doesn't have my work in it."
Yep.
And that's real.
That's a flex.
That's a flex. To know that you cannot walk into a single comic book store in America and not find a piece of your art in it.
Yep.
That's a heavy flex. 2 points. Artrell and Oracle. Why do I say Oracle? Because I remember Oracle said something. She checked.
Hold on, one thing. For everyone who's watching right now, please hit the like button. Pause the show right now. Hit the like button, please. We need to help the algorithm get going. Yes. You guys are doing a great job on comments. Share the video. Please take a second, share this. Hit the share button. Share it wherever. We don't care. Just share the video. But more importantly, like this video right now. It takes you nothing. It costs you nothing. Just hit the like button, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Please continue.
So Oracle had said something, and I'm leaving you there, Paul, because I want you to touch this one. Oracle said something a couple shows ago, and I was going off on someone. I was like, how do you're so-and-so, and you're still trying to milk it up and milk, and she's like, whoa, chocolate. You don't know their financial situation. Like, you may look at it like they're milking it, but you don't know what bad deal or where they got robbed in the industry, where they have to do this.
Right.
to survive. And I mean, reason I bring that up is because so Artrell goes, I heard it funny. I find it funny that Bishop was based on Strowman, and I'm leaving it there. And I'm hearing, I have two things that pop into my head. The fact that Larry Strowman, he's right. You can't go into a comic book shop in America and not see his art. And then I go, Brian Steelfreeze. Remember, I called Paul this week because I needed some Wakanda stuff. And I'm like, Brian Steelfreeze is the reason that we had Kamoyo beads and this, that, and the third. And
Yep, the tech.
Did they, both of them, Steelfreeze maybe, but I'm like, did they get properly compensated for their work?
Work for hire, baby. Work for hire.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's mainstream comics.
Wow.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's what I said, man. Look, it's great to work on these IPs, but you're not going to own it. You can create the dopest characters in the world.
That's great.
But ultimately, you're not going to own those. I mean, Kevin Grievous created literally one of the most powerful characters in Marvel Comics. Certainly the most powerful black character in Marvel Comics.
Yes.
In the Blue Marvel. And I don't think he's ever going to get a chance to work on that book ever again.
That sucks.
But moreover, they could stick that character in the MCU right now, and at best, he might get credits at the end of the movie. His name will be mentioned.
Maybe.
Maybe. And they might even throw him a free ticket or two to go see the movie. But he's not going to get any financial reward for that. I mean, John Jennings created this dope character, Ghostlight, who is criminally never used again. And he's never going to get another check, no matter what they do with the character. That's the nature of the beast, man. Go work for the big two, get your name out there, and go work on your own IP. That's my advice.
That's the formula.
Go make your own comics. Because, you know, and here's the other thing. I think we have this.
Kanan said, wait. Kanan, highlight that.
I got
Kanan said exactly what I was saying when we were talking about it before.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of times you get paid in comics. You think I was joking, but he's an artist. He's telling you exactly what I said.
Oracle, listen, I remember when you said it, and I think I was upset about.
Yeah, so that's actually what I was trying to say. And thank you, Joe. He corrected me, and I apologize. It's John Jennings and Valentine Delandro created Ghostlight. Can't forget Valentine. But you know, we have this misconception, I think, in our community that these creators, because they're famous to us, are like rich, like they're killing it. Some of the best people in our community, best creators in our community, Eisner winners, Glyph Award winners. Comics is like their second job. Like they have a daytime job that actually pays their bills.
That's what you mean.
You know, comics don't pay. We talked about it in the last episode of Wednesday Wrap Up. It's not as much money as you might think.
It's nowhere near as much money as you think.
Not nowhere near as much money. A lot of creators have, you know, side hustles. They are, actually, comics are their side hustle.
Side hustle, yeah.
They have real jobs to help them earn a living. It's very few and far between. It's a very elite percent of creators that are quote unquote rich off of comics. And I use that term even lightly. Like I don't really imagine there's too many creators that are creators by themselves that are quote unquote rich. I mean, it's usually like I've moved on to being an editor or, you know, owner of a publisher or something like that. If you've
right
gone into that realm of it, then you'll make some more money. But in terms of just being a creator by itself, unless you're like, you know, what's his face, Alex Ross or somebody like that, or I mean, I was gonna say Jim Lee, but Jim Lee's he's the editor in chief.
He shifted. Oracle and Rich, can you talk about this for me, please? Because last week, so I've heard a lot of my friends, artist friends in the community, right? In back rooms after signings, and they're talking about page rate. And my page rate's gonna go up and this and that. Kanan White is a savage beast. Love Kanan. But this makes me go, what do you mean it hasn't changed in 30 years?
That's just the nature of the way the business is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Comics are working with an antiquated, let me get my term right, an antiquated marketing thing. The fact that you have to like pre-order books, reason why we scream pre-order is not because we just want to just get on you guys' nerves. We scream that because this is the model that the comics industry uses to determine sales, or to I would say, show sales. The stuff that you see on the wall doesn't count. It just doesn't. And so, unfortunately, these are also the things that artists are depending on us showing up to buy the book so they can get more work. Because again, to your point, Chuck, when you were talking about Absolute Batman, they didn't expect that thing to blow up the way it did.
Not at all.
And I'll be honest with you, the story is okay, but I'm not going to sit up and act like, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced cheese. It's not. It's cool. It's a good story. It's a good alternative. And the thing is, like I want everybody to understand it. It looks great right now. It's not going to be around forever, though.
Of course not.
No.
So that's just the way the business is on that side. So it's like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? This is what the comic book industry has chosen to continue to do. It has not changed in all that time. Now the compensation might be a little bit better, but it's still at the same. It's still work for hire. At the end of the day, it's work for hire. I think it's criminal that like Kevin Greavy is not, able to continue to write a character that he created. I think it's criminal that he's not been able to do that.
Said one of the dopest black characters. Like what?
It makes no sense, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, though, can we keep it funky?
Uh-oh.
Well, I want to add before you move to the next segment. So merchandising. Well, let's just go to basic merchandising. When you go to a store and you buy a carton of eggs, that barcode tells the manufacturer how many has actually left the shelf. And that same technology is available for everything, literally. So it is a purposeful predatory choice that you have to pre-order in order to establish what is actually being sold, because then they also have to take account, I guess we really do have to do better for the comic book shops. We do actually have to do better for artists and writers and the paper company and so on and so forth. So if they do the pre-orders, then it's like, that's the number, because that's what we got to ship out. But they could actually keep track how many times a comic book is being sold and resold. And they just refuse to do it. They don't want to put any more effort into anything other than what they've already done for the last 30 years.
That's insane. Oracle, stay right where you are, because this is a question. I think Paul actually brought this up to the group internally, and this question is awesome. Paul, I'm going to get you in here as well. So Eclectic Blurred Niche says, Angels, animation more lucrative than comics now? And I know there was a post that Paul put up. I saw it as well. But this is absolutely on point. And I want to get you to talk about that, Oracle. And then, Paul, I'm grabbing you next.
So the simplified version is it can be. During production, then you're talking about syndication, distribution. It just depends on how the contract's written. Accessibility, because we have streaming, trademark rights, and then there's a breakup on the way you can distribute and who has licensing for what. And because the film can have a perpetual, okay, your license contract is over here, you're going to be on Prime, you're going to be on Disney, you're going to be on there. If you notice how streaming works, particular movie will have a time period that it's accessible on that platform, and then it moves on to the
Then it
other
goes on from there.
platform.
Yeah. I've seen that.
So with animation, as long as the original IP owners do not give away the farm, they would need to keep 51% ownership, which is hard to do. And Seb can attest to that. As long as you keep 51% of your IP, then yes, perpetually you can always keep earning on that film.
Okay. Paul, I'm gonna grab you in here for a minute.
No, I don't really have much more to add to that. I mean, I think Angel hit it right off the head. It comes down to the main fact is that those contracts on the animation work are going to be different than the contracts you traditionally have in comics. In comics, you have these page rates, and I think Kanan White made a comment in here about the page rates have remained relatively the same for the last 30 years. So you have a lot more flexibility in those contracts when you're dealing with animation, because even the film industry, they have collective bargaining agreements, they have unions, they have SAG-AFTRA and stuff like that to help with making contracts in the film and television industry have different parameters than what you'll necessarily have in the comic book industry. So yes, it can become more lucrative, and there is the possibility of having residuals that you wouldn't necessarily have with corporate comics, I should say, because obviously if you own your own IP, which is the end, should be the end game for every creator, obviously it's different. When you're self-publishing, when you own your IP and you have the ability that if merch is developed off of your own IP, you get your VIG, you get your cut.
Yeah.
And you have complete control over that in perpetuity. So at the end of the day, get your own IP.
Outstanding. I have two more questions. One from the spin-off of that, and then the last one from Electric Blur Niche, because I know we're gonna knock out some time, and I want to make sure you guys come back. Make sure I don't keep you guys.
Before we get to the question, everybody hit the like button.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk. So
everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
Right now.
We lost the viewer when I said hit the like button. Someone said, "Oh, I'm not hitting the like button. I'm backing out of the video stream." They asked for a like, so I'm not watching anymore.
Listen, he's right.
And now we gain 2 more. So please hit the like button.
OG Rich, CEO Paul, I call her Oracle. So that question made me think of another post that I saw this week, and I'm paraphrasing, but the post pretty much said that web comics has now garnered X million of dollars, and I think the next portion is that, but none of that is being seen in the blurred or indie space. Rich, I'm going to start with you regarding web comics, right? And so just so because I was not 100% aware of web comics, what that meant and what, right? So one of my colleagues, right? I met her at New York Comic Con last year, Dr. Ebony Toussaint. Sanford introduced me. And it was, oh yeah, Dr. Ebony has a comic. And I'm like, no, she don't. She don't got a comic in no shop, respectfully. Because I'm looking at print and tangible. And they're, no, it's a web comic. And I'm like, the frick is that? And they're like, oh, it's this. And I'm like, oh, hey, even I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, so this is a thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Rich, talk to me about that.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not the best person to talk about this.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
I am a collector. I need a physical copy. I don't like reading digital comics. I
don't mind digital if I have the physical. I don't mind.
I will, but for the most part, I don't like them because one, I have to read them on a tablet. Then two, I got to be able to scroll, and I got to make the panels big, and You know, it just seems to be a hassle.
There we go.
But I know it's a thing, and the reason why it's a thing is because this is how generation I'm gonna say younger millennials, Generation Z, and Generation Alpha. That's how they consume content, digital. And that's why it's a thing. Being an old head or whatever was like, you know what, I need a comic book. Now, Paul can attest to this, that, you know, we had things like Comixology.
Yes.
Where you could read books digitally. And there are pirated sites where you can read comic books. Fortunately or unfortunately, it depends on what side of
whatever do you mean?
Stand on. So it is a thing. But one of the questions I think that was concerned is that Black creators in particular are not seeing a slice of that.
Yep.
And it's because we want floppies. We want physical books. And people are not printing books or floppies like that anymore. There are still people that do it. You know, for some marketers, they have print on demand stuff, and that works for them. But for the most part, the digital stuff, it's a thing by itself. And honestly, that's probably more manga than anything. But we know creators that do comic books, and their stuff is digital only. And while I salute them, congratulate them, I'm probably not gonna buy a digital copy. I'm just being honest.
Listen.
I like my floppies. I like my long boxes. I like being able to stick that comic book in a bag and board and then be able to pull it up. I don't have to worry about charging my phone or charging my tablet to read content. I don't have to worry about having to buy more space on my digital device, because if I got 1,000 comic books on my tablet, I might have to delete some at some point or buy more space to contain it, because that's another part of it as well. And a lot of people don't know this, but I think Kindle is getting ready to go away, if I'm not mistaken.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's going to be some new things coming down the pike. But the point is that the reason why it's not getting to the creators or whatever is because people like myself, we want physical copies. I'm not ready to join the new generation yet.
Okay.
I'm content with my floppies and being a grumpy old man.
That's fair. Oracle, I'm going to save you for last. I will jump in for 10 seconds because this one hit home for me, because I realized while I didn't know what a web comic per se was, I am 100% a consumer. Here's why I say that. And I'm just using this as an example, right? Dakota Incident, first printing, whatever. I have never read the floppy, if you will. Why? Obviously, me as a seller, I'm like, no, I want to keep my books pristine. I've read issue 1 through all of them on my tablet. I've been reading all of them. I'm reading my books, I got my Bible, I got my manga, I got everything on my tablet. Now, I'll pay for the book 100%, but my brain will go, what book am I going to read tonight? I want to read Bitterroot. I'm not going in my short box to go grab an omnibus or a collection of Bitterroot. I'm not wasting time with that. I'm just going to go on my tablet and go read it and go upstairs and lay down and go check it out. But I also do have the physical book here as well. So I see both sides. Paul, what you think? Oracle, I'm gonna leave with you. And I got one more question. Well,
I'm actually
Tactic Blurred has one more. The last one.
I'm actually a veteran at Digital Comics.
Oh, really? See, did not know
that.
Yeah,
I was a long time Comixology person.
Okay.
And it came out of necessity. I started actually out of necessity. There was a time when I first, was either still in school or I just graduated from school and had my first jobs. I was broke. I didn't have much money. And I didn't want to stop reading comics, but I had to make some hard choices because, comics Yeah, at the volume that I collected them is just impossible. So I had to make some decisions and decided, hey, I need to start reading a lot of stuff digitally. And so I got an annual membership, unlimited membership to Comixology,
Okay.
so that I wouldn't have to buy every single issue I wanted to read. I just have an annual unlimited account and I could read whatever I liked. So that's where I really got to read. It was a double blessing because obviously Marvel and DC are on there, but moreover, it gave you the opportunity to explore a lot of independent comics. So I had this huge independent comics library on Comixology as a result. And I'm one of those people that, Marvel and DC at one point, I guess they still do, they give you the codes for the digital download for the comics.
Like you talk about, yes.
So every
Yes.
issue, I would pull out those codes,
I think Marvel
download them into my Comixology account. So
Yep.
then I had these huge Marvel and DC libraries. As I collected comics, I'd also get the digital ones on my tablet. So I've always been a fan. Comixology went the way of the dodo, unfortunately, with Kindle, and with it's now the negative part about digital comics is the same thing with streaming services. You don't own that stuff, and if the streaming service decides we want to delete this out of our library,
we're done.
you don't get it anymore. That's
Correct.
why I have all my classic movies and television shows. I try to collect them on DVD and Blu-ray,
Yep.
so I don't have to worry about them going away. For example,
I think you
would
sort
you
of
ever-
ecstatic because
would you like to ever watch Herschel's favorite movie, Meteor Man? Go try it. It's not on the streaming service.
you gotta get the VHS.
You gotta have it on. You have to have it on DVD or Blu-ray or VHS, whatever you have it on. But I will say that there are some. I do recognize that there's a new generation that grew up on doing everything digitally, so that's fine. It's better they read comics in one shape, form, or another. As a collector, you always want to have a physical copy, but there is a convenience to it as well. But also there's a financial aspect of it. I will correct and say there's a difference between Webtoons and digital comics, because Webtoons, the app, if you go to the Webtoons app, which a lot of new creators start their history by going to Webtoons. Now, Webtoons is a slightly different format, in that besides just doing a lot of their comics in a vertical format where you do things, you scroll vertically rather than side to side, like in a traditional comic, they also have a lot of animated stuff. So they'll have advertisements animated. People might do some short form motion comics and animate them as well. They'll take their comics that they've done and then they'll animate it. So they'll experiment with that. So it's a great platform to try to feel out people's reactions to your work, get your name out there, get people interested in what you have, and then as you grow and you start to develop more product, you can sell it to them. My favorite digital platform right now is actually Global Comics.
Yes, I literally
Yeah,
downloaded
that's a
them the
big
other
one.
day. Yeah, Global
Global Comics is the new Comixology.
Yes.
I think the best way to consume these is literally just go ahead and get the annual membership. It's like $60, $60 for the entire year. And then you have access to all these comics. The vast majority of it is independent comics, although they do have some Marvel, but I think they have more DC than they have Marvel. If you're interested in that, it's usually classic stuff. But it's a great way. A lot of the creators that we say that we love, a lot of them have at least some basic books in here, and I think that's the best way to sort of look at it. Is it allows you to put a sampling of what you have on that platform, and if people like it, by the time you read at the end of the book, there's like a link that says, "Hey, if you want more, click on this site," and you can go and purchase those books. That's the way to do it. Someone asked, how do I as a new creator get myself out there? Well, here's a way. Put your comics digitally on one of these platforms with a link saying, hey, if you like this, come to my website or subscribe to my social media so you can follow me. So because people don't really delete people that they follow, right? It's very rare that you
Right. That's right.
unfollow somebody unless they piss you off.
Yeah.
But once you get them to follow, as you grow your roster, they'll be able to see your new stuff as it comes out, and you'll have more customers in the future.
Absolutely dope.
Yep.
Oracle.
But like when I go on vacation, take my
I don't believe you're
tablet,
not taking your
I have
books
all
with
my
you.
comics.
Word. Yeah. You're not taking your long box.
What is the question again?
No problem. I got you. So the question from the question was regarding
Yes.
webtoons and the fact that it has now grown into $1 million industry, but none of it is being shared with the Blerd community. And then the sub question for that is, are you ingesting or utilizing or entertaining comics in any form, or digital comics? if you will?
So I do not subscribe to any of the digital platforms for comic books because tangibility is everything. Okay. The whole idea of the comic book being on a server and then disappear potentially, I'm not interested in that. Now, I do have a Marvel account which allows me to read comics digitally,
Unlimited.
but
The Marvel one,
I always
unlimited.
forget. Yeah, I always forget to use it. I mean, I have it still. I just forget to use it. Now, when I'm on projects, I require the comic books to initially be in PDF form. So I do have a tablet that have
Nice.
comic books on there. And this is a Glyph Award nominee, The Diary of Stray Dogs. It's one of the, and so I have all the covers digitally because was one of my projects. Now, as far as the industry goes, there's a couple of different things that are happening. Again, technology wise may be a challenge. It sounds easy to submit. Let me submit my comic book on digital, but depending on the criteria type of the technology those platforms have, it can be quite overwhelming for a creator to submit it because it may not be simple PDF. A lot of the stuff has to be high resolution or a certain file type. And then now you're getting into trying to hire somebody to submit something, or maybe if there's an edit or an update, that can be an obstacle. Not saying that people don't do it, because obviously it's a growing industry, but that can be an obstacle for a smaller creator. The other thing, again, it's wanting something tangible, holding a book as opposed to I don't want to grab the wrong thing. Grabbing a book as opposed to
that cover's fire.
Yeah, it feels so nice.
It also feels good.
Yeah,
it just feels really nice.
Better cover, man.
Is another obstacle, but a lot of times I think until it is so loud that it resonates with creators, that's when you'll find the Blerd circle then pick it up, because they need to see that the coin is going to be worth the trouble. And I don't think that technology is there yet.
That's fair. I feel like the web comics needs a combat jack. And I'm going deep into the archives here. So you guys hear me say I DJ and whatever. So for those so now everyone, you are not, so in Creole they say a la mode, right? You're not a la mode. You're not up to par. You're not in it if you ain't got a podcast. The Black Comic Lords, right? Now, no matter who you are, if you ain't got a podcast, you ain't doing nothing. But I remember when podcasts came, the spearhead, like everyone thinks Noriega, right? The Drink Champs. No, it was Combat Jack, right? A black dude doing his web series, interviewing artists, and then I think it spinned off to who's the dude who shot freaking thing at whatever Urban Plaza? Tax Stone. Now I'm bringing these names. And you probably like, Chocolate, what are you talking about? Go Google Combat Jack and Tax Stone. In my opinion, what Oracle is referring to, until you get a pioneer to go into that area and say, "Hey, there's money over here," I don't think it's happening. And that's why I use these names: Tax Stone, Combat Jack, because once again, everyone has a podcast. Every NBA, every influencer, everybody got a podcast. And I remember when people were like, podcasts, I ain't doing no podcasts. The only two people that were doing podcasts were Combat Jack, who spearheaded this whole thing, my boy Tax Stone. Thank you for that. Last comment, last question, and then we'll dip out unless we do what we normally do. And this question, Eclectic Blur Niche. So this is actually a continuation of the last post. Where I think we brought up Adam Hughes, right? And we brought up Adam Hughes in this where he announced that he now has cancer, and everybody was like, "Ah." And I think Paul, what was his name? Paul assisted me where there was he's now the base. Once I say it, you guys will understand. So the creator of Batman, his family finally got him the right. What did you say? Bill Finger, right? So now they're getting, the family is getting credit for that. But if there was a union to fight for the creators and these individuals and the Kevin Grieviouses of the world and say, no, this is not fair and da-da-da, would that work? Oracle, I'm actually going to start with you again. I know you already spoke about it, but just touch on this one because I think we'll go to Paul, but this one, this is definitely your forte. This is your department, Mama.
So if anybody doesn't know, I am actually third generation union, right? So parents, and then I, a retiree of CWA Local 3108.
You outside.
Oh yeah. So I've done the picket lines, strikes, all the things.
Yeah, you outside.
This is what is difficult when you have independent employees. So the federal law says that you have a right to organize. That means collective bargaining is introduced at any work site if you have 2 or more employees. Where the comic book industry has been able to completely savage profits from creators is that it's usually one person. It's an artist, it's a writer, they don't know each other. And again, society teaches us everything's pie. So if you got a piece of pie, then that's taken out of my pie, and it's a lie. So what I am currently working on is creating a type of guild. Now, for those out there that's looking for something immediately, there's a writer's guild, there's an artist guild, but not always are they able to assist with the different dynamics of comic book industry. And that's what I will be introducing in the next, I'm giving myself another 18 months to get everything in order.
Ooh, okay.
So the Illustrated Guild is being formulated just to address those things. Members will be able to buy into a law, access to legal counsel, and medical plans, and actually get to know how to set a standard. So when you're hired, you're not going below something and you're not being overzealous, thinking that you're asking for something that the market doesn't even hold. So, and that's what I'm working on right now. So right now there's nothing specifically for comics, but there will be.
Okay, so Oracle. Actually, you know what? I want to grab everybody on this one. So it's staying where we are because I know we spoke about this last show, but I want to add a wrinkle to this, right? Because this is also the first. This is also an amalgamation of the first question. Let's play devil's advocate. So, Rich, Paul, stay with me. If there was to be, because I don't know, if there was to be a comic book union, how do you feel that would help the blurred community in terms of Black writers, artists, and having our books in the mainstream, if possible?
Well, here's the thing.
I know it's a fully loaded question. I know. I know.
What is that? Here's the thing, number 3. Here's the thing. In order for such a thing to exist, you would have to fix the problem.
Uh-oh. I already see Rich sitting back.
The problem is never, as Dennis Cowan said, it's not them, it's us. So in order for such a guild, union, however you want to call it, to exist, you would have to have a group of people who are willing to set aside the socialized crabs in the barrel mentality that many of us have in our community and be willing to work collectively for our greater good, for our greater benefit. You could see it in smaller pockets. We had one recently where we had shout out to Marcus Roberts of Second Sight Publishing. He gave a small microcosm example of an easy way that people in our community can work together. He personally goes around to other creators, buys what they have in stock, and resells them along with the books that he has at conventions.
Yep.
So when you go to a Second Sight table, you're not just getting Second Sight books, you're getting stuff from Wiseacre and Advent, et cetera, and he's cleaning up.
Yeah,
he's getting people, because even if you're not interested in something he has something from a friend or a colleague that you'll see at the table that you'll also want as well.
One hand washes the other.
One hand washes the other, and he knows about all the books, and he say, hey, if you want more, contact this creator and you can get more stuff directly from them. Go to their website and you can get directly from them. That's a very small thing, but it's huge. It's damn near revolutionary to think along those lines. You have to be willing to be an unselfish person who can think in a big picture sense. And I got to be honest, we labeled the show Somebody Had to Say It. We volunteered. Not a lot of y'all are willing to do that. I mean, let's keep it 100.
No.
Not a lot of y'all are willing to be that open, that unselfish, and that forward thinking, and to put aside beefs and put aside, pettiness to work collectively. You get over that hurdle. You get people that are willing to overcome that hurdle. It is possible. Rich says this all the time. I borrow it all the time. Everything that we need in our community is right here, except for one thing, which we're going to work on. We'll talk about that later in the year, which is distribution.
Well,
we have all the other parts. We have all the other parts. The only thing we're missing is distribution. It's funny when you think about it from an economic standpoint. Dad was an economist. So means of production. That's the final thing. That's where wealth is. That's where power is. Means of production. We don't own the means of production. We can produce books. We can publish books. We can create books. We can even create a buzz in marketing for those books. But we don't have the means to distribute those books, produce those books, print those books. Once we get that, then you're a problem. Then you're a problem.
Rich, I'm going to get you in here.
Do you think, one last thing.
Talk to me.
Comics have been around for 100 years.
Facts. That's a fact.
We've been involved in comics for a large portion of those 100 years.
98. Probably 100 years too.
Do you think it's by accident that there are no black distributors? It's kind of like the NBA. 70% of these players are black, but there's no black NBA owners.
Oh shoot!
Correct.
Speaking of NBA,
You think that's an accident? Because once you become an owner, once you control the means of production, you're a problem. So yeah, I'm all for it. Put together a union, but in order for that union to work, in order for you to have real power to say, look, either you pay us what you owe us or we won't work for you. In order for that to have meaning, you have to control the means of production. That's my
Rich,
take.
talk to me. When I saw your face go, oh boy.
I mean, you know, I think that a union would be great. Here's the issue. I think that unions don't work without sacrifice, and so you got to have a group of people that are willing to do that for the greater good. Question is, you know, when it comes to things like capitalism and the American worker, the shareholders say, you know what, I'll just go overseas. This is what's been happening for the longest. But I do think that it's something that's needed. Marvel and DC have had the share of the pie for 80 years, or close to 100 years. And because they've had to share the pie for so long, they've done business a certain way for so long. Things like when a creator gets sick, like what recently happened, or passes, you know, why these companies do not do more for these creators who help basically sell their product. It's unfortunate, but I think that in order for it to work, there has to be some unity. It's the word union. Everybody's got to be going in the same direction. And, you know, shout out to Angel for trying to do a guild that will help facilitate that. Because I'll be honest, things like a guild, unions, et cetera, are there for the benefit of the creators, the workers, or whatever, right? But ultimately, it's there to save the work or the creator. Some of these guys or gals may not think they need saving.
That part.
Tough.
So it's unfortunate, but we've had this discussion about the Black comic book community and the direction it's been going in, and some of the stuff that we've been seeing going on.
Here we go.
And my attitude has been like, you know what, you guys gonna have to save yourself because ain't nobody coming to save you. You're gonna have to save yourself. And that means that you're going to have to at some point put aside your pride, put aside your agenda, put aside whatever you think is the, you know, greater good, and come to some common ground with people that you may not like.
Right.
That part. If we're gonna go in the same direction, if we're not gonna sync, then that means we got to put aside whatever, you know, pettiness, bitterness, or whatever. And again, that takes a lot of swallowing of the pride and the swallowing of the ego. And what these white companies are counting on, Black people, is that you don't do that.
Here we go.
That you don't do that.
No time.
That you stay about it. That you stay thinking about your stuff. That you stay thinking about you're better than this, that one, or the other. And just because someone says, hey, you got it, you're going to fire. You don't need them. Their job is done. The Klan is not running up and down the hood right now. They don't have to. You know what they did? They just put the guns out right there where y'all can reach them. They'll tell each other. We ain't got to do. We ain't got to wear a bed sheet. We ain't got to go through the neighborhood. We ain't got to go lynch nobody. They'll do it themselves. So when we make up the idea that we really want to pull for one another like we need to, then we can really facilitate that. Because I'm going to tell you something. The comic book industry is a boys' club.
Emotional damage.
It is a boys' club that now has new faces, that now has women in it, that now has black people in it, that now has people from the LGBT community in it. But don't get it twisted. It's a boys' club. And if they're doing the boys' club, this particular boys' club, if they're literally killing their own, what do you think they think about people like us? It's certainly not going to give you the power. You're going to have to, at some point, say, you know what? In order for this to work for us, to even get that distribution that Paul was talking about, we got to be able to sit down and cooler heads got to prevail. You got to think about your brother. You got to think about your sister. You got to think about the greater good. And we got to be able to sit down and put aside our pettiness. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. I have been in this community in terms of the podcast and stuff only for a few years. And what I've seen from the ones that are supposed to be the cream of the crop. I was reading Stephanie Williams' book, Roots of Madness. And one of the tenets in that book was the protagonist, was she ready to really see the secrets that her grandmother, her mother's mother, had in this book that she was trying to learn from? And the whole thing was, you're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. You can tell yourself, I'm ready. You can beat your chest all day long. I'm ready. I want to do it. I need to do it. But if your actions betray your mouth, then it tells the story. So what I'm getting at is that we all want to see the Black comic book community grow. I just don't know if the people in the community want to see it grow. Because one thing I know about some people like stuff small. Some people like their business, they circle, they like their influence. They want things to be small. Because the larger something gets, the greater the responsibility. What's the saying, Angel? What's the Spider-Man saying?
Oh, with great power comes great responsibility.
Great responsibility. So some of y'all are content with a little bit of power, but not enough power to be responsible. So when things go south, you can point your finger and say, they screwed up, not me.
Let him cook.
I'm over here with my little comic book and my little 3 books on my table, and I'm fine. I'm doing good. But get sick. Get cancer. Get leukemia. Find out how John Blaze you really are.
Right, that part.
So, it's, bro, chocolate, we could go on and on and on. We can go on and on. It's I love this community. And half the time I want to cry for it. But I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all going to have to save yourself.
Everything is not pie.
No.
Everything is not freaking pie.
That part.
Woo, Jay Carter said, this ain't the Wednesday wrap-up. This is the Wednesday night service. Oracle. We're going to end it. We're going to end it with one more post. Not a question, but we absolutely cannot end the show without talking about this. It's going to take us 6 minutes. But Oracle, do you have anything that you would like to add to this, my darling?
The only thing I would like to add is my experience over 30 years working with unions as an adult, and then my lifetime experience working with unions. I can tell you that when everybody sticks together, The companies have no power because we're the product. And that's what people forget.
Ooh.
We are the product.
I don't ever let her cook. I ever let him cook.
So I teach this, at least once or twice a month in another genre of work. But I let people know, if you could determine what your pay was without money being an obstacle, and you walk into a corporation that's making billions of dollars, that number is way different than the number that they give you that you're forced to sign because you need the work. And the only way to close that gap is to be unified with your sisters and brothers in the same industry. Because if they can't go to your neighbor and they can't go down the street and they can't go to the other state to get that same work, they have to talk to you. They have to talk to you.
I see where you
That's
at.
how unions work. You individually do not have the power. It doesn't matter how big your name is. You see the big names and they have nothing to their names when they're older and when they're sick, because they're taught that everything's pie. Everything's not freaking pie. Collectively, you are the billionaires. So you have to collectively talk to the companies. That's it. That's the magic.
I see where you at. I love it. Now, before we go, before the CEO lets us off, I hope and pray that everyone was able to grab themselves a copy of this motherfucking masterpiece right here.
Yes, I got mine.
Let me tell you something right now. When I tell you, we're not incriminating myself. When I tell you I was working overtime, literally, I remember I called Sanford, and Sanford literally said verbatim, "I was waiting for you to call me." And I was like, and he was like, "I don't have none. I did the cover. I don't have no copies. I don't know." I was literally going to call you and say, "Do you know how to get them?" I'm like, how you gonna ask me and you're the artist? Because you chocolate. Listen, the book's dropped, and I think Paul brought it. We all know why we love it, but the way Paul explained it is 100%. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna do it. Paul, explain to these people the importance of this cover. I'm not even gonna step on your toes. Let the people know, please.
I mean, there's the obvious. You've got 4 black superheroes from mainstream comics on the same cover. That's rare because of the McDuffie rule. The unwritten rule in mainstream comics that you can't have 3 or more black people on the cover, because then it becomes a black book. It's one of the reasons why I kind of love Jed McKay's Avengers, because he's like, I told him that rule. He's like, F that. Let's have Storm, Black Panther, and Cap Falcon on the same Avengers team.
Tough.
And put them on the cover. But yeah, you violate that McDuffie rule here blatantly. Because understand, there's another cover that Sanford did for the same series. That only had like 2 of us, and they're very small. So it's kind of like, all right, you're gonna give me 2 covers. I'm gonna make the other one black as ever.
I've never seen a Sanford green cover, and I saw it and I was like, I don't want it. Not because it was whack, but because I was like, no, I want this one.
Yeah, this is something special. And then on top of it, you've got the 2 major young black superheroes, the ones that really appeal to the youth, Miles Morales and Static. Rich is famous for saying, I don't like Miles Morales because he ain't nothing but Marvel Static.
Static
Jr.
What I call him.
So you've got Static and Static Jr. on the same cover.
Oh my god!
Right. So this is kind of dope. And then here's the other thing. That's 4.
There you go.
Steel.
Fire.
Steel, for all intents and purposes, is pretty much a derivative of hardware, right?
Yes.
Whoa!
We talked
I'm
about
not
that.
saying you're wrong.
We talked
but
about the history on that.
enlighten me here.
Michael Davis.
Yeah, Michael Davis pointed out that steel was basically a derivative of hardware.
Really? That's crazy. I never put two and two
Yes, it
together.
was. So it's kind of like you have another milestone character.
Milestone character.
So it's technically
Yeah.
3 milestone, well, 2 milestone characters by proxy.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy part about that, Chocolate,
Mm.
is that in the steel run, there's a point of the steel run.
Who did the steel run? Who did the steel run? Who did the most famous steel run?
Christopher Priest, Dennis Calvin.
Did
come
steel.
on now.
Yeah.
The milestone babies?
Yes. That's what makes this crazy. The fact that this is a really, like I said, a derivative of a milestone character. And 2 of the milestone founders
Yes.
worked on that book. Most people don't even know that.
No, I did not.
They don't even make the connection. But yeah,
That's crazy.
they were literally working on a book that they were basically responsible for.
I gotta go read. I'm about to go find it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You can find it. You can find that in dollar.
There's some hidden history on this cover, man.
I can see
Shout
it.
out to
Listen,
Stanford Green. He was very coy in the subtle messaging on there.
How so? Put me. Listen. Put me on. Well, what am I not paying attention to? Because I know that this is the first time Static and Miles are even on a book cover together. Whether they're in the story or not, it's irrelevant. I'm not opening this book. I'm buying this book to get this book signed. There's no shame to my game. Paul, listen, y'all know.
At least he's honest.
I'm not.
Now,
no shame to
Stanford's going to be at Heroes Con, right?
You don't know who else is going to be at Heroes Con. Absolutely, Stanford's going to be there.
Stanford's going to be there. Dennis is going to be there.
And you know, stay with me, Paul. Not only is Stanford going to be there, Third Eye is like me. Now, what I mean by like me, Third Eye consistently, they have dropped the most expensive Absolute Batman covers. Remember, it's number 1, the Akira, and then the, what do you call it? When it's the sketch, not the sketch, but the where it shows you the front, the back, the side, the up, the down. What do they call it?
Design variant.
Thank you. The design variants. Thank you. So they dropped on Sketch Art will drop the design variant, and then they'll wait for a con and drop the foil version. And I go, huh? And that's literally, so I asked Sanford, and Sanford was like, listen, I did the cover, whatever happens, happens. But I'm like, their MO consistently is drop the regular, con, drop the foil. And I'm looking at, and I'm like, the Sketch's not going to be here. They're not going to be here. They're not going to be here, but they're going to be at Heroes. I'm bringing in a pocket full of money. Oh, it's going to be a problem. It's the MO. And I'm like, okay, all right. Okay.
Shout out to Tony Cottrell's in the chat.
Oh, Tony. Oh, add that comment in the house. Let's go. But nah, yes, Paul, I'll give you the floor back. But
Do we have a date on Epiphany Engine now that the book, the artwork is done? Do we have a ballpark figure?
Why would you fix that? You want him to really break that here with us now?
No. I'm not going to ask for a specific date, but like time period of year, like Q2, Q3, Q4. What are we thinking? if you have the information, if not, just ignore me.
Too funny.
He's ignoring you. Back to the Sanford Green deliciousness.
I mean, look, I wasn't able to secure it. You know, my money is tied up. You know what I'm saying? So Stanford, if you are
You're moving, I don't blame you.
Show a player some love.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I told everybody, and I'm documented saying Dennis Cowan needs to be my original art. Although I didn't think that this was considered original art because of Paul and Phil. So I guess I already have original art. However,
did somebody say Dennis Cowan original art?
This man is a piece of work. This man is a piece of work.
Stop. You know what?
However,
I'm glad you showed that. I want
More Dennis Cowan original art.
Listen,
Oh, did I show this one
You're a
before?
piece of work. But listen, I'm telling you right now.
Did y'all see my Mace Windu?
If I go
Shout out to
Heroes,
Jeff
or
Wedding,
if I get a whiff,
who gifted me this from
Um,
OAX.
if I get a whiff of the original art of that cover, I'm getting it.
What?
I don't have original
Cover.
art, but I will show some love to my man, Yo and Nerd, Malcolm McFadden,
Oh, Malcolm McFadden,
Right,
putting
so-
some dopeness. What is that?
right? So
I don't have that one yet.
That is clean.
Wait a second. Didn't Malcolm say he was going to give us
Braxel, bro.
I don't have Braxol yet. I want that one. Didn't he say he was going to give us some covers?
I don't want his covers. What I need is a
That's
PCL
between
cover.
y'all. I don't know nothing about that, but if you showing love, bro, hey. But yeah, Braxel.
Malcolm, he's in the chat. Malcolm, you
Is he
said you're
really?
going to give us some books.
No.
we forgot.
Leave it. Listen, Paul. Leave him alone with the books. Listen.
He said, "Leave him alone."
I know Chocolate ain't talking about leave him alone with the books.
Yes, I am. Let me explain what I'm saying right
Mister,
now.
I'll drive her around all over New York and buy every book on the
You
shelf.
damn right. Listen, there is a BCL takeover that is happening. There is a coup happening. I am saying this in front of everyone. It's like when God said, "Listen, one of you is going to betray me. I'm not going to betray the BCL, but I am absolutely going to conduct a coup." Here's what I mean. I feel bad for all of you artists, writers, editors, and publisher when you move and you are being interviewed or you touch the BCL stage, because I will absolutely grab you and like, listen, hey, you, we need a BCL cover. I don't care what Paul said. We need a BCL cover.
You don't care what Paul said.
Thank you, Jason.
Listen,
He said,
don't
you
care.
guys ever did a show about Black Light? Well, we interviewed Brandon.
Oh, you guys had the main guys. I saw that one.
We interviewed Brandon Thomas when he was writing.
Did
Black
the
Light.
entire series,
I
actually.
mean, series, matter of fact.
Did episodes on every issue.
I'm telling y'all, listen up real quick.
I put in a lot of work.
Next year is Black Lightning's 50th year anniversary. And I promise you Bama's going to be tired of me talking about it.
Oh, so you know what that means? Oracle about to interview. Oracle about
Wait,
to interview.
Black
Chris Williams.
Lightning 50 anniversary. That's next year, isn't it?
That's next
Yep.
year. Yes, sir.
Okay. Oracle about to interview Chris Williams, the actor who played him in the TV show. Watch. That's why she's saying it. You know. Yep. Oracle got it
You
coming up.
about to do that for real?
Yes, she is. She got connections. I'm putting it in the atmosphere. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oracle says, wait, what?
Does Angel know that?
Like, she know now.
Yeah, listen. Listen, I'm putting it in the
I
atmosphere.
do not speak on anything until paperwork is done. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Until contracts are signed.
It's not signed right now. They're negotiating right now. And Oracle's like, listen, let me get an hour. And he's like, nah, 45 minutes. Oracle's like, nah, I need hours, yo. Stop playing games. Listen. Whoa. Jeffrey Thorne, Chris Williams, the Lion, Eyes of Wakanda. Holy crap, I never put two and two
Same guy.
together. That is him.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
We all family. We don't even know it. We be.
So if you want Chris Williams, just ask Jeffrey Thorne to give you the alley-oop.
There was a meme. We're gonna end it with this. There was a meme where they were like, he went from Queen Latifah's boyfriend in Living Single to freaking Black Lightning. Written by wait a minute,
Jeffrey Thorne,
the one and only Jeff. Also, you know what? Jeffrey Thorne, stop playing games. You know what? Just bring him on. Oracle, Oracle takes all the celebrities. Come on now. Come on down. You got it. Come on. Come on now.
You
Come
got
on
it.
now.
except
Listen,
Jeffrey
listen,
Thorne is a celebrity. So
Well, listen. This is what we do here at the BCL. This is
South
what we do at the BCL. Ladies
BCL.
and gentlemen, we had a great show. Love it. Appreciate y'all. Oracle, Rich. Before you know, Paul got to leave y'all out. The one and only CEO, Big Paul, take us home.
you know, I was feeling kind of down the other day because I was having a really rough week. And it's only Wednesday. My first couple days of the week took a turn south for the worse.
You should
Call up my man Rich just to talk about some business, and long story short, he said some things that were very inspirational. It kind of brings home the fact that we're in this community. and there are a lot of different ways that we can support each other in this community, and it's kind of special to be in a community like this because, and I say this all the time, comic books is your mental vacation from the realities and hardships of our world, right?
You gotta coin that. I like that.
I just spit fire off the top of the dome, man. That's what I do. That's what we do. But yeah, so it makes sense that the people that you find who also seek respite in these books can also find comfort and solace within each other, within the community. You have people that have similar interest in reading these stories and appreciating these books. You can develop good, lasting friendships in this community as well. And that's important. These relationships are important. Looking beyond petty differences and focusing on the big picture of our collective ascendancy, I think should be more paramount than anything else. With that being said, I feel better today. And I feel better about our community and what potential that we have that can be, used positively. I should say it that way. So thank you all for being here. Please hit the like button again before we go. Share this video again before we go. If you like the content we're doing, please give us a positive comment. You never know how a positive comment can brighten somebody's day, particularly when they're having a bad week. So thank you, Rich, for that. But that's it. Till next time. Black Comic Lords. We got you.
Peace.